'Cause every time we try to break it down and build again, yeah, every time we try to make up for something lost, we're never letting go. This time we can reach the sky on a prayer, we go higher than high. Yeah, wide awake, it's a big mistake, 'cause it's something we can deny. But with a love like this, we'll never fall. All of a sudden
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Holistics. I'm your host, Hollis-tics, and you're joining me live. I am live again. I was not live. Well, I was kind of live, but like in a past live yesterday and Monday. And today's Wednesday already. And to be honest, I missed going live. I missed you, but there's a reason why I didn't. I'm going to get into that. But if you're here for the first time, if you're just joining us, maybe you're on Instagram, it's live on Instagram, it's live on the Facebook, it's live YouTube, it's live on the Rumble. Rumble's a good one. We are live. It's just me here. It's Holistics. I'm Hollis Mahady, and I'm live here every weekday at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And you may be on the West Coast, so it's a different time for you, or you may be in the UK or somewhere else with a different time zone. So if you are here and you're seeing this, thank you for joining me. Again, I'm Hollis Mahady, and this is Holistics. So let's get into it a little bit. First, I like to do the housekeeping, or yes, getting my house in order. And I have my glasses here. Like I said, I like to put my glasses on. It's probably good. Serious. How? Yes. Just get into a little bit of the housekeeping. Again, if you're new here, you can check out my website. I am Hollis Mahady, hollismahady.com. Throughout the show, I do accept tips. And I just say that because I always say I was a bartender and I used to get $1 every time I poured a drink. And here I pour my heart, my soul. I'm here to entertain, not just entertain, but connect. And, it costs a lot of money to do this, a lot of time and energy. And honestly, that's where I was the last 2 days. I wanted to go live. It's not that I didn't want to go live, but see, here's the problem. The problem is, unfortunately, I can't clone myself. And for the past 2 weeks, I did 12 shows in 2 weeks. So I did 7 days in a row, and then I did 5 days the following week. I took that weekend off. And honestly, I didn't have any time in those times to promote the show, to go and tell people about it, to make promos and commercials and all that stuff. We're going to get into that a little bit tonight. As I've said in past episodes, when you are an entrepreneur, you're an artist, you're a musician or a business owner or whatever, if you are, I think everybody's in this boat. You were realizing you have to promote on social media. And we're going to get into that because that's what I named the episode. So back to the housekeeping, because I take the glasses off. I got into all of that. You can go on to buymeacoffee.com if you are looking to support. If you'd like to support, drop a couple dollars in the tip jar. The tip jar is right over there. We used to have an animated coin drop thing, and I'm really missing that. I think that brought the people. I think people really like to see the coin drop. So we're going to get that back. A couple weeks ago, I talked about how I was dating streaming services. And yes, StreamYard is not the perfect stream. It does not have the animated tip jar. And in order to get that, it's just so much. And I've kind of given up on that in the moment. So if anyone's out there and knows how to do that, please feel free. You can email me. My email is on my website, hollismahady.com. But the easiest way is to scan that little code there. You can go over there and you drop a little tip in the tip jar. And if you do that and we hit our goal, we are about $10 into the new goal. When I get to $100, I give away something free because I like to give back to the people who give to me, because I know it's a big world out there, right? And there's a lot of people, a lot of choices. It's overwhelming sometimes. Who do I talk to? What do I do? But I'm here for you to get to know me. And that's why I show up consistently for you guys. You show up for me. I show up for you. And hopefully, we connect. And even in the chat room, if you're able to chat, come say hi, meet. We're growing a little community here, and it's a lot of fun, and people are getting to know each other. And I see a few comments in the chat room, and I'm going to head over there shortly. But first, I have to take care of the last of the housekeeping. So again, just getting into that, there's the scanning there. And again, a big thank you to all the people so far already who have bought me a coffee. I very much so appreciate it. As I said, it takes a lot of work to, get these streams going and dedication and stuff. And honestly, if I could clone myself, it would be great. But Unfortunately, at the moment, it's not forever because we're going to talk about all that. Going to get into that tonight. I'm doing everything myself. And really, is it possible? No, it's not. It's not, especially in this day and age and with automation and AI and everything. So I am in the process of figuring out an automation system, a backend system that could help me do the stuff that if I could clone myself and had a twin, they would just do that. But to explain a little bit where I've been the last 2 days, honestly, I've been editing freaking videos and I've been editing promos. I'll show you one. And what I've been up to because I said, you know what I'll do? I'll put a replay on. I still showed up. It's just and there's many people who have never seen that episode, so it was new to some people. But I felt good when I had someone reach out to me and said, "Are you okay? Where are you? You're not live or it's just a replay?" Well, you missed me. Well, I missed you too. Honestly, I had the urge. I wanted to go live last night, but I was like, "Oh, it's 6 o'clock," and I was still doing stuff. So anyway, it doesn't matter. The past is in the past, but I'm getting caught up. I needed those days to get caught up because I was ahead of myself. Because when you're making so much content and content, then you put it out and you're like, well, no one's seen it. Well, why? Because I didn't know I couldn't post it this place and this place and this place and all that. So let me just take my glasses off because now we're going to get into the meat and the potatoes of the show, the heart of the show. We're going to check out the chat room in a few minutes and say hello to people who have been joining here. And then we'll get into what this episode's about. As I say, I don't really plan anything. But I will say we want to keep up on current affairs. Something very exciting just happened the last couple minutes here because Artemis 2 launched into space and that is apparently on its way to the moon or past the moon. I guess further than any rocket has ever gone. So I'm sure a lot of people are a little bit more interested in that than here, but I'm competing against that. Not competing, but I'm just saying there's people watching. There's, I guess, history is being made right now. And I saw it because Dan had it on and it was just launched into space, that Artemis 2. So God bless them. I hope they get there safe and home safe. And it's crazy, right? This is where this episode's kind of going. Not about that. I mean, I could talk forever about space. As you see, I like space. It's in my background there. I guess there's stars there. I'm fascinated, obviously, with space because you could go on for hours about space, but we kind of forget, maybe not everybody who wanted to be an astronaut when they were younger, but you kind of forget about space sometimes when you're on your earth or just like we're this little dot in the universe and there's the big galaxy and everything out there and all the different planets and here we are in life and we're worrying about our own little lives, which we do, right? But like we're like ants in the ant farm. We're very small, we're like a speck, but we're all very important. So people say we're all stardust. We are all stardust, right? Oh, I am a hippie at heart. I do believe that. I definitely have had like visions where I swear you just have deja vus and stuff because it sounds so weird, but I always think of like that. I don't know if, again, this is a throwback. Did anybody remember that Mac, like it's Mac the knife commercial? It was McDonald's and the guy was on the moon. Like it was like, I have to find it again. Producer, oh wait, that's me. I would say, hey, can you pull that clip up? Because if you remember that, you remember. I don't know how many people remember that, but like it was like the moon. They were like dancing in the moon, and when the clock struck, da, 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 da. You know that song, Mac the Knife, I guess, and it was like the McDonald's guy on it. But the point is that I always thought about space. Like every time I saw that, I always did start wondering about space and everything, and it's a big world out there. And it's just these are things I get deep into, like I love having conversations about just like I said, we come to holistics here and take a break from the grind, take a break from the matrix, and we can think about things just like an hour or 2 hours, or even if you're not here for the whole time. I tend to talk a lot. I go on and so I don't expect you to stay the whole time. I love it if you do, of course. But just zone out for a minute. Like I say, the 3D, this is my favorite part of the day now. So I get to get ready for my show and pick out my outfit. And today I was feeling the tie-dye. It kind of looks like the earth, actually. If I didn't just tell you it was tie-dye, it might kind of look like the earth. I get to pick out my outfit and get ready for my show. I go back on the day was that I went on stage with my band, which hopefully I will be again very, very soon. Once and excuse me. Pardon me, I got excited. Once I get out of editing hell and I get an automation system in place, which I'm in the works of, you know, talking to some people and getting some systems because honestly, there are people who do that. And I've decided I can do this and I can do the best I can, but I am not going to be a slave to social media and AI. And we will, or not AI, well, that too, but I'm not going to be a slave to social media. I can't, there's people who do that. And I'll get into that in a little bit because it's actually the title and I'll talk because I'm very real here and I tell you what it is and what's happening. And yeah, it was kind of a hard day yesterday, but it had to do with social media and I'll get into it. Not hard, like, oh, nothing seriously wrong, but it's just like the frustrations that I think so many people have. Maybe they don't talk about enough, but I think a lot of people do because I keep seeing, coincidence, every time I talk about it, like, oh, are you screaming into the void? Is no one seeing my post? Blah, blah, blah. Then you get like the scroll, like, is no one seeing your post? Do you feel like you're screaming into a void? Do you? It's like, oh my gosh. So, but back to the space real quick with the Artemis 2. It just goes to show, I mean, we are in a shift. I talk about this a lot, a crazy time in the world where it's like, I think people like myself and people older than me, we talk about the back in the day and the older back in the day generations, what, like 10, 15 years ago, we talk about what it was like, not before phones and records and cassettes. And that's why I do my TGFI Friday. I'm officially like not a kid anymore. I guess I haven't been for a while, even though I still feel like one. But like, it's really like that crazy time in the world. But the advancement, can we really hold on to anything that what was? Or is that just going to be like, you're going to be left behind? Like, get over it. It's just not the way it is anymore. Because I'm always adamant about it. I still think it's very important for humans to connect and to be here for each other. And I've had some revelations because a lot of times revelations come from, excuse me, I must have what's it called when you have something in your throat, a cat in your throat? I don't have a cat in there, a hairball. Oh my God, I'm like gagging. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm off in a million directions. Let's head over to the chat room because I like to welcome people here. I see some comments in there. So let's go over and say hi to everybody and then we'll get back on track and let me know in the comments if did you guys exciting for you? Did you see what was happening? I didn't know about the rocket until not that long ago, but I guess obviously they've been planning this for a long time. It doesn't happen overnight. But let's welcome into the chat room. Going up to good evening, Maga Dirt Biker. Joe is in the house and Jason's in the house. Love you guys both. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me. VOP USA Radio, of course, is in the house. And it's good to see all you guys here. It's good to see all you guys. And Joe, a big shout out to you as always. We were just listening to your voicemail earlier before I went on the air, and I commented to Dan. I said, "Joe has a really good voice. You have a good radio voice too. Have you ever thought about doing voiceovers? I think you should do some voiceovers." And you do, but maybe you do, but you have a great voice. Anyway, for people who don't know Joe is a big supporter. He's been here since day one, and even before day one. He's an awesome person, as well as Jason in the chat room. And I see a comment here. I don't know what this means, but welcome Tiffany to the chat room and Simple and Pato. I don't know who that is, but they saying these two things that I have no idea what that means. I have no idea what that means, but is that the name of no, is that the name of the space thing? Artemis? No, it's Artemis. And then here's another one, which I don't know what that is, but feel free to elaborate. But yeah, so a lot going on in the world, big things obviously happening. I talk about Elon Musk in my first episode, how I kind of started this whole show off in like the first episode when I was talking about the reconnection movement. And it was a lot about Elon Musk. I keep seeing these reels about AI and, in 5-10 years, there's gonna be no jobs and all that stuff. And sometimes we try to fight it. I don't know. Is there hope? I mean, not hope. That's the wrong word. But I mean, is it worth hanging on to things of the past that we loved? Because as I always say, it's people like my age and older who remember that stuff. But eventually, I mean, we're a dying breed, aren't we? So is it important to hang on to some of that stuff? Like some of that stuff? Like, for instance, I even said to Dan yesterday when I was feeling kind of upset. I was like, because I'm thinking, you're navigating this whole new landscape with social media. And I said it before, I'll say it again. About 10 years ago, I did a pledge campaign with Love Zombies, my band, and we raised a lot of money. And people pre-ordered the album in advance. And that's how we ended up being able to pay for the album. I mean, we raised over $25,000. And that was a lot. I mean, it's a lot to anybody, especially to a band, I mean, like, it's like, oh, I've been broke forever. And but now and also, I brought up the point that back in the day, even before Love Zombies, when I was in New York City, when I was in, um well, New York City and before that, and Pennsylvania as well sometimes, like, we had a little street team, and Dan had the same thing when he was out there doing rallies for his events and stuff. We didn't have to pay people to care. We didn't have to compete and say, you know, "I'll pay you like $100 a post." We didn't have it back then. We didn't have posts and Twitter and Facebook and all. We didn't have it. But you didn't have to pay people to care. You didn't have to be, and again, but at the same time, you weren't competing against so many people. Sure, like I said, I made this point before. There were people in bands, but even back then, it was just kind of, oh, you're in a band? How cool. I'll come see you because there wasn't a lot of people doing it. So now everybody is doing it and not just a band or everybody, but everybody has the ability to promote themselves, which is a good thing, right? That gives you independence. You have the opportunity to start a business, run a business online, whatever it is, t-shirts, like, I mean, how many people are like, put your business online? Everyone's online. But I mean, there's just so much now. The choices are unlimited, so how do you choose? And so it got me frustrated when I thought, like, I came back again. Like, I'm saying I came back. Like, people who don't know me are like, "What do you mean you came back?" I kind of was gone for a long time. I had some success with the band. I put my heart and soul into it. It all went to shit. Nothing worked. And I was depressed, blah, blah, blah. And I just disappeared for a long time. And I was like, I didn't want to go online. And I mean, I was on, but I wasn't really putting myself out there. And just recently, it's been in the last like couple weeks, I've launched everything again, but I've been building it for over, honestly, for a year and a half, 2 years. It took a long time. I have everything. I have all my music's done. But then yesterday, I was just kind of like, because another point is I'm independent now again. Huh? You say, "Well, oh, it's all great to be an independent artist." No, what independent artist means, you have no money and you have no help. I mean, that's what that's what it means. No one owns you, but I've had that too. So I've had a par help, with this from a team and establishment, and some of that stuff didn't work either. So you're kind of like, okay, they both have pros and cons, but it's just kind of like, okay, so don't have a load of money. I mean, yeah, I have a little budget. I've been saving. I have put stuff aside for it. I have a small budget, but it's not like, oh, you need thousands of dollars, and because nothing is free, and you can't even. I found this, and I could, maybe people just don't like it. I don't know. I don't think that's the case. I try to make. I'm like, I don't know. I don't really put that much out, but not and no one will share it the way they used to. Like back in the day, you didn't even have to ask. People just like share things, and like I said, now it's just like, hey, I've gotten so many messages saying, "Oh, I really like your music, and I'll share it for you. I have all these followers and stuff." I'm like, "Thanks," and then it's not even, and then it comes, it's not even a human. It's just like, "Oh, here's my price list." So I was kind of feeling discouraged. Like, how do you really ever break through? Like, how do you get it out there? And like, and then you keep getting these things on Instagram. I have the secret. I have the secret. Just pay me this. Just pay me this. It's just like, oh my God. I hate social media. So does anyone else feel like this? It's just, you get, you like it for some things. Like, for instance, I mean, this isn't exactly social media, right? Like, you guys are in the chat room. There was chat rooms in AOL back in the day. And back in the day, I'm gonna say that a lot. Back in my day. But I mean, they had chat rooms. That wasn't videos like this, so we've evolved. There's streaming and there's chat. So there's good things about it, of course. Like, for instance, literally before I was I'll go back to that in a second on Rumble there. But before I if I could find it, it's in my Gmail. But before I went on the show, I get an email. It says it's from Golosphere. Maybe we should reply to them live, and then you could see. I'll see. This is what they said. They said, "Hi, I hope you're doing well. I came across your music and really enjoyed the sound and direction you're taking." Well, thank you. Even though I've only didn't put anything up there yet. Well, no, there's like one song, not even. "I help independent artists improve how their songs perform on YouTube through proper SEO and channel optimization so their music can reach the right audience. If you're open to it, I'd be happy to discuss how this could work for your music. Looking forward to your response. Okay, so here's a guy here. Obviously, I'm sure it's a mass email to everyone. I don't know how he found it, but I just kind of ignore these. But the thing is, you're going to have to spend money somewhere. But I think it's also the hard part is to decide where, and are you going to get ripped off? Because there's no getting around it. I mean, it's like advertising, whatever. You have to spend money, but it's like, okay, where do I spend my money most? Where's like the biggest bang for your buck? Oh, you want to pay to promote an ad so everyone likes it. I mean, does that translate to anything? I mean, at the end of the day, I think people are also trying to make money for their time, and they're creating all this content because everyone watches it for free and they consumes it, and they expect, people are desperate, I guess, to like put their stuff out there and make a living from it or whatever. I mean, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. So here he is trying to make money. But no, like I'll write it back in real time here, and we'll see if he responds tomorrow. I'll show you. Let's see how much it is. Let's see what he really offers. So should I be spending money so people find me on YouTube? I mean, what? And that leads to what? Hopefully people going to my website and maybe buying some of my music. Well, people don't buy music anymore. So you know what I'm saying? It's just kind of like, I don't know. I really don't know. And I think I just came to the point and the conclusion yesterday that I said, "Oh, here we go." I'll say JMF Metal Mayhem Fest says it was all downhill after MySpace. I used SoundCloud to save ideas. So many people out there interested in helping me become the next big thing based off a sloppy mess I uploaded. Right, right, right. Like everyone, yeah, MySpace. I had MySpace too. I wonder if that profile's still there. Like, I have no idea to how long is MySpace even there? I don't think so anymore, right? Remember Tom? Tom from MySpace? He was everybody's friend. But yeah, and you get like you'll get a, oh, it's Mike. Oh, hi, Mike. Mike, you understand, right? Mike gets it. Hey, it's funny because I was cutting up my commercial. I made a little like I spent all weekend editing videos that nobody's gonna see, but that's where I was all weekend because editing takes freaking forever. And people say, "Hey, Mike P." We'll talk a little bit more about Mike P. He's a blast from the past. I'm glad you made it in here. Finally, in one of my episodes, a little support, and I appreciate that. But what was I gonna say? Oh, editing. It takes forever. And people, oh, just throw it into AI. Yeah, I mean you could throw all, and it does, it pops them out quick, but it was just not the same. I had to go through like 30 hours of footage and cut it down to literally, because no one has attention spans. I was like, I have to do a little promo for the show because no one's gonna watch an hour episodes, let alone a 3 hour episodes. I go on and on, and some of you guys have been here, and some of you guys stay the whole time, and I think it's amazing. But that's because we know each other now. You're supporting, and you were coming back, and we're talking. It's like a little community, something to do at night. But not nobody's gonna watch an hour episode, so you have to cut it down and cut it. Was cutting it down. I cut it like all these hours. And of course you're trying to take the funny parts. Oh, hopefully someone will think it's really funny and be like, who's that? And maybe I'll come in. But Mike had sent me a video, Mike P. And you will like Mike P is a great place. He's a great bass player. He's a lot of things. And Mike, let me know about your podcast. I'll share your link up here. It's all about helping each other and, doing what we can. Because like I said earlier, I don't know if you were here for that. Now, nobody shares posts anymore. It's like everybody has to get paid for everything. Like back in the day, 5, 10 years ago, even 10 years ago, 5 years ago, it was just different. It just seemed like people cared. It's just like, I don't think anyone realizes it. And sometimes you get mad and you're like, but it's not their fault. It's like, you're just like, oh, there's just so much. But yeah, so Mike had messaged me, and I laughed about it. I kept using it as example in my show. He's like, here we are. We put out our music, and we're putting out, stuff that takes a lot of thought, the reconnection movement, the heart, your soul, like all this stuff that takes a lot of time, and nobody sees it, and it's like, but then you see like on TikTok or on Instagram, like someone pissing. Pardon my language. I'm not trying not to curse. Pissing a curse? Peeing. I could say whizzing. Taking a whiz in the snow. and somehow it's monetized, and somehow they're raking it in, and all us musicians here, because we're not as business savvy as maybe some other people, but some are. I know Mike's good at business, and I'm actually getting better, getting better. Your music is business; it's all business, right? But yeah, so I was editing and editing, and honestly, it took me for freaking ever to do this video. And just throw it into AI, and I could have, and I did. I threw another clip in there. But then I got a little frustrated with AI because I had put all this AI or all this whole episode into an AI to a AI generator or whatever, and it starts doing all these clips and clips, and I'm like, oh, there's so many clips going out, and then someone, like I listen to everyone, but oh, it's too much. I keep seeing you all the time, and then you hear advice. Oh, you have to be posting like 300 bits of content for every song you release. I've talked about this so much, right? 310. They literally say 310 pieces of content you should put out on TikTok. So anyway, my point is I had this revelation yesterday. And if anyone's with me, let me know. Maybe Mike P will get this. We're all in the, and you guys in the chat room. Well, we're all in the same big boat here, I think. think. Not everybody's, putting out music or videos or anything. Some of you guys are smart and you're just enjoying the content. But I lost my train of thought. I totally lost it. What was I saying? Anybody? Anybody at all? Anybody out there? I know you guys are out there. But I was, editing the video, and I don't, and use AI for some stuff, sure, but just some stuff it's not the same. Like with the editing and everything. So I had to go through 30 hours of footage. But you know what? Maybe I'll shut up and I'll play the video. But I was saying like, oh, with the attention spans and peeing in the snow and everything like that, it's like, I'm like, okay, it has to be like at least a minute. Like I cut it down from 30 minutes to a half hour. I mean, this is footage from each show you go through. And some of my shows are long, like Friday night. I can't believe I could talk that long, but I was just having a really good time. It was a great episode of TGI Fridays. It was so much fun. And I made a little video for that too. And that took a while, but I made a separate promo for that. But TGI Fridays, it got 77,000 views on Rumble. Yes, Rumble. Let's hear Rumble. Here, I'll give a little applause. Let's give applause for Rumble. Rumble's where it's at. I do like Rumble because I do get some support on there more than other places. Here, let me do my little applause thing for Rumble. And thank you sometimes because we get that little extra boost, which we all need. It's so good to see validation. Oh, that's another thing too, right? I'll get into all that, and I will read the title of the show of what I called it tonight. Because like I said, sometimes I just come on and, I always just kind of wing it, see where it goes, and people chat and it just goes in different directions. But, I was like, I like to have maybe a little bit of a theme going into it. I said to Dan, I said, I don't know, where should I talk about my show? And he said, well, why don't you be honest, talk about what happened yesterday in social media. And like, you just have some of those days where you're just like, I know I can't take it anymore. I'm just like, you're trying to figure everything out yourself. And it's not possible. And there are systems in place that are meant to help you with that. And that's because I'm not doing it. I'm not going to be a slave to social media. I'm not. And I know that I feel like a lot of we are. And, I brought it up the other day. It was like, I saw a video of Kiefer Sutherland. And he's like, I don't use email. I don't use a phone. I don't have a phone. Well, he has a phone, but he doesn't, text. And I'm thinking, oh, that must be nice. I mean, but let's face it, who's financially secure? I mean, it doesn't have to be trying to sell whatever on freaking Amazon or drop ship or do this or like we kind of have no choice unless you are like, hey, I'm above it. I don't need to do that. Some days I'm just like, oh my gosh, how did we get here? How did we get here? Is it just me feeling it? I don't think it is. I don't think so. I think Mike understands. And who said, okay. Mike P says, the content is like flare on your vest in the movie Waiting. Yes, at some point, it just becomes another pin nobody cares about. Exactly. And then it's like, unless you're pissing in scenic places, there can never be too much of that. Yeah. I mean, it's true. And that's where the thing, it's like I said, it's also coming back with music. And again, Mike understands. Mike and he was in the first band I was ever in. Mike was the bass player. And potential spam. Hate that. Sorry, I meant to put a pause. I'm so sorry. But I've known Mike forever. I mean, and he was in my very first band, or he put the band together. I applied for it, and then we played in a band for 4 or 5 years. It was longer, maybe. And we played in New York. Let's just say we paid our dues. I mean, we've been around for a while. And it's kind of like, oh my gosh, and just to live through the shift and the split. And now it's like everybody and their mother and brother and pets can be an entertainer, can be a rock star. And I said it. And I do another podcast, and I've actually just put 2 new episodes up on buymeacoffee.com. That was actually what I did yesterday. As much as I was doing all these other things, I actually recorded 2 live videos for Buy Me a Coffee, and that is behind a paywall. And that's $10 a month. It's a backstage pass. I'll show you guys that. And the reason why is like, and Mike, how do you feel about this? I don't know. It's like you do have to value yourself. Like when I'm not screaming for, I said this many times. I'm not trying to be a rock star anymore. I'm really not. I think my music's really good. I love it. I like it. I think other people enjoy it, and I want to get it seen. I think there is an audience for it. I think I think people will like it. But my problem now, it's not about creating the album. It's not even about learning how to write songs, because after freaking 20 years, I finally been able to figure it out. I think that took a long, long time. It takes a long time to become an artist. I talk about this all in A Comedy of Errors, my other podcast on buymeacoffee.com. But I mean, I think it's like you put some value on yourself, or like, and I also talked about in the podcast having a little bit of mystery. But can you really have mystery anymore to you? You have like someone noticed me, look at me. It's gross. I hate it. I hate having to do that, because it's just like I don't want to compete with all these people. You know what I mean? It's like, and like I said, but what is it now? I mean, it just seems like Mike is the one who said it. I know Marilyn Manson originally said it. We're all stars in the dope show. There's more entertainers and content creators than people to consume it. And then when there's so much supply and demand, right? Who don't care? No one wants it. Just consume. And, you're lucky if someone likes it, puts a heart on it. And then it got me thinking about my reaction to social media. Sometimes like, why is anyone seeing it? Why does anyone like my stuff? Why only 5 people saw my story on Facebook? And then I realized, no, like I don't really look at people's stories. And I've reevaluated myself. I've started liking people's more if I look at it. Because sometimes you're like, wow, that person didn't even like put a heart or like it. And then I'm like, wait, I never really think to do that. So you take it personally, and then it's like the validation. It's a bunch of stuff. I think social media makes you feel bad about yourself. And not that I do, but I think it's designed to do that. I mean, I don't go deep into that stuff on this show. It's a little bit more lighthearted, but trust me, it's done by design. And they've done a really good job at disconnecting people from themselves. And this is it's a crazy time that we're living in. And that was my title here in the show, because I've jumped a few places here, and I'll read the title of the show in a minute. You could look at it. It's on Rumble anyway. But real quick, back to Golosphere here again, to just recap. I hope you're doing well. I came across your music and really enjoy the sound and direction you're taking. I help independent artists improve how their songs perform on YouTube through proper SEO and channel optimization, so their music can reach the right audience. If you're open to it, I'd be happy to discuss how this could work for your music. So let's reply to him real quick in real time here. Say, yes, I'd love to hear more about it. And let's see tomorrow what the price list is and what it is, right? Because it's going to come back, well, I could do it for this amount a month. And, do I need that? Do I need someone to do that? I used to think, no, my fans will, no, people will share it. I have fans and they'll do it. I don't think so anymore. I mean, there's no like street teams, all that. People are too busy doing their own thing, or there's just so much that they're just like, whatever. I mean, is music totally valueless? And I said, yes, it's like the ironic part of life, Comedy of Errors, name of my album. It's kind of like, okay, it took like so long to make the album. Finally, I have my own album, paid for, not owned by anyone. And now nobody buys albums anymore. I said, well, what if there were albums worth buying? I mean, with everyone, I said it the other night, who's going to buy the cow when you're giving the milk away for free? No, I said that in my other podcast of Comedy of Error, right? Isn't that the thing? Like, who's going to buy the cow when you're just giving it away for free? I mean, just take it. That's why I said, you know what? No, I'm not going to give away my music for free. Like, sure, I'll put out, but it's just like, if 10 people want to buy it, 20 people want to buy it, great. I'll make some money. Like I want to be a rock star. I've been there, done that. I mean, I went to Hollywood, did all that. Like, I don't really care. But at the same time, in order to keep going to be able to do more, you need to be able to pay for some of this stuff. But that was like, you hit the wall sometimes on like yesterday. I was just kind of feeling it. I'm just like, but people do make money on content and podcasts, and they get advertisers and sponsors. So we're gonna co-create that together. I'm gonna do that. But of course, even the other day I was saying, oh, I have a podcast now. And what? I got 77,000 views on Rumble on Friday night and TGI Fridays. I don't know what happened. It hit somewhere and people were watching it. People like talking about TGI Fridays. Maybe there are more people than I think out there, because I don't know how many people were born in the 80s and like earlier. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I would ask my board op if I had one, but I don't. Like a statistic. There's a lot of us out here, right? There's a lot of us who probably feel that way. And I say, you know what? Why don't you, if there's something missing, create it. And that was a TGI Friday. Of course, it's not my own lineup of original shows. I think that would be great. And we can actually do that. I have a whole radio network. We are broadcasting right now live on Roku TV, Fire TV, Apple TV, Android TV, Voice of the People USA Radio and Television Network. It took me freaking almost 2 years to build this, and it cost a freaking fortune. But I foresaw this happening. It's for those people who are sick of trying to break through social media, who are sick of this, the real people who are still out there, a few of those real people. It takes a couple people to start a movement. And you know how the world is: followers. Who's going to follow me? Everyone catches on, but someone has to start it. If you're sick of it, recreate it. And it gave me a great idea. Episode 1 was Reconnection Movement. I was talking to Dan about this, and we said the recreation movement. And I'm going to get into that. I have a whole thing written about it, like recreate it. Maybe it's not going to be for everyone. Everyone's just going to be like, oh, just old people here sitting here not wanting to let go of the past. No, but it's like, I think it's important to hold on to some of that stuff. Like, make good music enough, and then figure out a way to get those people and connect those people. You got to share it. You got to help. Maybe you can't help 10,000 people. You can't help everybody, but maybe you could pick a couple people and we could help each other. Mike P, will you share my thing? How much do I owe you? Can you share it? I'll share yours, Mike. You want to come on my network? I'll help you. You help me. It's not like that anymore. And that's why I was feeling really down yesterday. Cause I'm like, I just don't know. Some days I don't know, but there are systems. We got to use their systems, build a system within their system, use their systems that they're forcing upon us. They're forcing down our throat. We have to use it. AI, use it. We could figure out how to use it. But the truth is we can't. Now, one part, you can't do it all alone. There's two freaking parts of this equation. There's the creating the content. There's being a musician. There's being an artist. We should be able to do that. But you're pulled away. That's why I wasn't on the stream last night or the night before, because I was editing promos. It's things that there's systems in there who people will do that to try to push it out and find your audience and all that. And that's what I'm working towards. So I've been talking to one company, and there's something we might be doing together. And if this works, I will tell you all about it. Because it could be a lifesaver, because there's just no way. And I said it straight, social media makes me like depressed. I don't like it. It makes me feel bad. Just like, not like I'm like, oh, no one likes it, but it's just like, it just seems like such a waste of time. And you're like, it is. This was my title for tonight. I'll go back. We got to email that person back. But this was the title that I wrote for tonight. Well, ChatGPT helped me with it, because frankly, I didn't have time. But they said, and I said, well, I want to talk about this, blah, blah, blah. And it came up and it said, okay, screaming into the void. Is social media. Hold on. It's all up there too, if you want to see it. In this episode, we're shooting. Okay, the title is Screaming to the Void. Is social media keeping us disconnected on purpose? Right? We're in the most connected age ever. Oh, here, I want to get Mike's comment up there. We're going to talk about that in a second. In this episode, we're shooting the shit and getting real about social media. Sorry, I said that word. But when it comes to this, social media, I don't like to curse on here. I'm trying to keep it PG, but it is. Okay. And getting real about social media. What it's become and how it actually feels to exist in it. Ever feel like you're posting into a void? Like there are millions of people out there, yet somehow no one's really connecting. I always say quality over quantity, guys. We dive into that strange disconnect, the silence, the frustration, and the question a lot of people are starting to ask: is this by design? Watch the movie The Social Dilemma. Mike P, did you ever see that one? The Social Dilemma? Is this by design? We talk about how social media used to feel compared to now. Like I said, even Love Zombies. I bring that up a lot because that was the last time I had success on social media. It was used and it really helped. We made a lot of money and stuff. But now, I mean, I have like two people who signed thank you, Joe and Timothy, and the people who bought me a coffee. I have two or three, and Smariglio, of course, and Aaron. A couple of you guys have signed up. I mean, I haven't really put it out to my email list or tried to tell everyone, hey, my cousin, hey, can you buy me a coffee? It's like you want to keep asking, Mom, I have my mom doesn't even use the internet. She would just give me money if I really, really needed it. Holy moly, Timothy's in the house. Welcome. I love him. Thank you, Timothy, for joining. Holy moly, MAGA Institute in the house. He understands that. He understands what's going on here. We talk about how so much social media is used to feel compared to now in the shift of the last decade, and how the algorithm, attention, and validation culture. We're gonna get Mike's comment back up here. How the validation culture have changed the way we communicate, create, and even see ourselves. Like I said, I'm a confident person. I have a lot of belief in myself. I mean, I bet on myself my whole life. It's taken a long time, a lot longer than I thought. And I go into that in the Comedy Eras podcast, exclusively on buymeacoffee.com. If you scan that code right there, you could drop a tip in the tip jar. They said, Mike remembers this. I used to be a bartender. I was a bartender forever. I got a drink. I got $1 for every drink I poured. I mean, I got to start pouring people drinks here, pretending. Maybe you'll give me $1. But you're here, you're pouring your soul out, and not with the exception of you guys in the chat room and maybe some watching. Like you said, there's so much of it, content. People just think, oh, well, I'm entitled to it. Like we literally entered, not just me, I'm not saying me, but you watch a video, thing you like, and a lot of people won't even like it. It's kind of like, okay, you're asking for money, especially people just scrolling by. Why would I pay you? You got to get to know the person and come in, but you're here and you realize like there's a soul behind here. It does take time, and we are dedicating time to, especially music. And if you're giving real art or a movie or a video or whatever, but people just they don't get it, and it's hard. So it isn't sugar coated. This isn't sugar coated. That's what I said in my description. And we're not sugarcoating anything tonight. We're not going to hear to moan and whine about it. I always say, and I have been proof in the pudding. If there's a problem, create a solution. If there's a niche, which there are, if there's a lot of people here who are like, wait, they're struggling with the AI. They're like, recreation movement. Create something outside of it. And that's what I did with Voice of the People. I have all my music's on there, a music channel. And it's for real people with real stories. The people who are sick of being buried by the algorithm. Yeah, maybe you won't have a million people exposed to billions of people, but we kind of are. Because we are on Roku. I mean, millions of people have that. We're on Apple TV. You could pull me up right now on Roku TV if you have it. You can see me on a bigger screen. It's all there. Like I said, it costs us a fortune to make and we have a worldwide built-in audience because Dan's sacrificed her 20 years building this. This didn't happen overnight, but do we have the big bucks to advertise it? Do enough people know that there is a true alternative? I mean, is there a place where that's owned by the people? Literally, I own it with Dan. And we paid for it ourselves. It's not owned by millionaires, not owned by billionaires. I mean, where do you do? Would you rather be competing against millions or go to a place where you could grow? And maybe you start supporting other people who feel like this. And we trade. Hey, you help me. You come on my network, help me a little bit. I'll help you. Maybe you can run my mailing list. I'll put you on the platform. We'll start putting you out. Like there's ways to help each other, but people also don't want to help each other because it's an ego world. Me. Look at my music. Well, I have a music channel. How many times do I tell people? I have told a lot of people, and it's a long story when we try to get investors and everything for our business because you need capital. I mean, we need capital to advertise. We don't have a lot of advertisement, but yet we have an underground built-in audience. I mean, Dan's show literally is heard every week by millions. Literally, we have the numbers. People don't believe it. Why aren't you monetized? I don't have time. I don't have time to figure it out. Like I'm busy making the show. I'm making the content. That's your job. So we do have some things in the works. So hopefully, we're going to get some of those systems in place, but it's a tricky world. But Mike says, back to the comments here. I don't want to ignore anybody. It's a very artificial and temporary validation. Yes. It's a dopamine hit, right? Remember like, oh, the hearts and, I know bands who paid and got thousands of likes and shares. But once they stopped paying, they were back to the same 5 people paying attention. And Mike, you weren't here the other night, but where is Shannon? Sorry, I'm like, I have to realize that everyone can't see that, but Shannon's I've been talking to Shannon. Shannon's one of Mike P's friend. Mike introduced me to her, and he just says that comment in the chat. So I'm getting better with this. Let me just finish this comment. I have so much to say. I'm sorry. Sometimes I get ahead of myself. So back to the comment. It's very artificial and temporary validation. I know bands who paid and got thousands of likes and shares, but once they stopped paying, they were back to the same 5 people paying attention. And I read that the other day on a episode, why people buy their followers. Why do people pay for their followers? Because they want to give the illusion that there's something special. Because why is it called followers? It's not called followers for nothing. People can't think for themselves. Oh, that must be good. Everyone else is going. Let me follow them too. You're building the illusion. It's all freaking fake. It's smoke and mirrors. It's like, I would rather fight people than a bunch of have to spend money on a bunch of fake people, bots, robots that fall off. I mean, what do you buy? I mean, this is like, it's so fake. So that's what I said. It's just kind of like, and I've seen this happening for so long. In the last couple of years, I'm just like, oh, going on YouTube. You go to my YouTube videos. Some of them have like 6 views, 9 views, like 1 view. Rumble, for some reason, Rumble's good. Some are more than others. I don't know why that happened Friday. We get a lot on some, and then some's not so much. But it's just like, that's what I say. It's like, but I was feeling very down because the grassroots things, they say that, but then I'm like, I mean, people have to really understand, like, we have to help each other. That's why we have Voice of the People, USA Radio and Television Network. It's Voice of the People. It's not Voice of Hollis. It's not Voice of Dan. It's not Voice of Joe, or it's not the voice of Tim. It's not the voice of Mike. It's a voice of all of us who are sick of it. And we've bled, sacrificed to do it for other people, to help, to give other people a voice. Those people like us who don't have a chance, who don't have the money, they don't have the time to try to crack the algorithm, but who long for a place where there is a community where other people do get it and they see it. And there's different kinds of audiences on it. Like, there's different kind of content on our channel. If you go and check it out, I know Joe, you guys all know about it in the chat room. That's how we met, like, some of you guys and Joe and everything. But there's politics on there. There's music. There's a whole channel of music. I'm the only one up there right now. But I have the ability to put everyone else up there. But I can't just, I've done everything by myself. It's like, you get tired, but it's like, well, I'm not doing it just for myself. And most people hop on after all the work's already done. It's like, I got it. It's like, they're followers. Oh, you got it now? You ready? Well, where are you? I could use some help. I'm trying to do it for other people as well, not just myself. So it's there. So let's help each other. Like I said, recreation movement, back to having street teams. Like, is that all just yesterday's news? I don't know. It makes me sad, but I am not going to be a slave to AI and to social media. I'm not. Napster created, let's see, the library. Okay, hold on. I like to. Magadar Biker says, hello, Timothy. MAGA Institute says 99% of everything you see on social media is fake and GHEY. I mean, right? That's what I'm saying. This is our tagline. I've always said it, and I mean it. Real music for real people. Real stories by real people. The ones who understand that this AI stuff is not real. Like I said, there's no turning back. I mean, AI is not going anywhere. We could talk about the robot and all this stuff. So what do? Do we just accept it? I mean, no. I think we have to remind each other, or make that, let people know, like, there is another option. And the greatest thing about Voice of the People, it's the greatest thing and the hardest thing. We aren't run by billionaires. We're not owned by billionaires. You could say anything you want on the network and not worry about getting striked off of YouTube. This whole thing, free speech, censorship, you don't have to worry about it there. It's not a social media website. It's a actual TV it's a platform. It's a streaming platform. I'm streaming live right on there right now on the Health and Wellness channel, VOPUSARadio.com. Make sure you go check it out. You can sign up for the email list. It's free to watch. For now, it's free to watch. And it's all up there. And we have phone apps and everything. It's a lot. It's taken a long time. But again, it starts with starts small, movements and things that make impact. It's like, people don't realize sometimes that impact is in numbers. Everybody has so much ego. I wanted my brand and my thing and my music and it's like, do you realize when we actually work together, come together, there's a bigger impact in numbers. I mean, trust me, I could go on and on about it. It's so frustrating for Voice of the People, what we've been through trying to, there's so many fake people out there. They're just such users and nobody wants to help each other. Are you kidding me? Nobody wants to work together. And you wonder why the world is the way it is. But I still have hope because there are people in this chat room that I love very much who do understand and you guys get it. And we're building and we're leading the charge. But I need help because I can't do everything myself. But you just showing up and being here means a lot to me. Thank you. Okay, so let's go down here to the library. The library is where I used to bartend. So Mike understood that because he knows I was a bartender. As I said, maybe it's a good time to play the commercial here, just in case you don't know how you can support the show. Are you enjoying the podcast? If you'd like to support what I'm building, you can buy me a coffee. Every bit of support helps me keep this podcast going and release my music independently. You can leave a one-time tip or become a member for a few dollars a month and unlock exclusive content and behind-the-scenes footage you won't find anywhere else. Just visit buymeacoffee.com/Hollis-Mahady or scan the code you see on the screen. And this is another way you could also support the show and the podcast and buy music. But a lot of you might already have it. But as I joke, I'm giving away practically my whole music collection for just $20. 2 albums, an EP, Christmas album. And I said it's a whopping $18,000 discount because it's only $20 now. Because before AI and people just doing everything for free and it costs nothing now to make music, which is why people don't value it and why the supply and the demand, blah, blah, blah. But back in my day, when we paid for drummers and studio times, literally that's how much it cost. Combined easily $20,000 to make all these albums. I'm selling it for $20 if I could even sell it. Like this is what we're dealing with. Just in case. Some great music for the gym, guys. Need some new tunes to listen to? Why not try the Hollis-Mahady Music Collection? As I move towards the new, I'm closing an old chapter with gratitude. To celebrate the new music on the horizon, I've gathered my complete past collection and made it available all in one place. The collection includes 2 full albums with my previous band, Love Zombies, Passion Fruit, and No Slow songs recorded live at Abbey Road Studios, the Be Honest EP with Love Zombies, Hollis original songs, Hollis cover songs, a bonus Christmas album. And this collection represents the journey that brought me here today and the doorway into what's next. To purchase the music collection, head over to hollismahady.com and go to the store. All funds raised go directly towards promoting and advertising my new album on my own label, Voice of Freedom Records. Thanks so much for supporting independent music. And so there you go. There you have it. And I want to say a big hello. We got Must Kill Chris in the chat room. Yay. I hope you're doing great, Chris. Chris is awesome. Chris popped in the other night for TGI Friday. Sorry, I got to fix my hair here. And Chris, guys, I'll say it. If you're not following him, you should follow him at Must Kill Chris. Mike P, you would love Chris and vice versa. I don't know. Mike, you're on Instagram, right? I usually just talk to you on the Facebook. But both you guys are great musicians. I know we think a lot alike. And you know how you say, like, I even see these things on Instagram. Comment below, follow everyone back, and then they'll follow you. And it's just like, like I connect you guys, like you get it. There's, a connection. I'm trying to make connections here. Matchmaker, right? We're helping each other. I love Chris. Chris has helped me in the past. He's one of the rare few, like I say, back in the day, and I'll call it the Love Zombies era. Chris was always he didn't ask for anything in return. He was a fan of the music, and I was a fan. I'm a fan of his. I'll share his stuff. He shares mine, but that's the way it should be. I don't know. It's not anymore as much. And he says, "Thank you. I appreciate that, Chris. Thank you. I'm doing great. Thank you, and so are you." Maga says, Institute says Napster created the free content entitlement mentality. Yeah, I mean, there's a whole thing about streaming killed, just like, what was it? Video killed the radio star. And now there needs to be a new song. Was it video killed the radio? So video came and then it was like, you know what I mean? Timothy, you do the spoof on it. Timothy does his songs. He makes what are they called? Not a spoof, but is it a spoof? You know what I mean? let me know that I'm forgetting the word. You change the words, but they're funny of a song, a popular song. Um, but Chris says, fake followers do nothing for you. Way better to have a few that engage and help each other than hundreds who don't even listen or just to look popular. I mean, it's true. I mean, like I said, we're living like in an illusion of a parody. There, I heard it from the Peanut Gallery. No, the Peanut Gallery is a critic, and he's not a critic. He's a fan. He's a big fan of the show. His name is Dan Smirglio. That rhymed. He's a big fan of the show, and so is Mr. John Smirglio. Big shout out to you, big supporter out there, and I love you, and thank you always for watching and all your coffees you bought us. Thank you. But yeah, fake followers do nothing for you. I mean, that's what I said. Like I'll look at I look at my followers on Instagram. Literally, I started posting stuff and they're going down. Like, oh. Does that I mean, I'm wise enough. I think you're wise enough, still sometimes you're like, oh. Or like it just like stays there, the same followers. Like you're trying to post the stuff. Oh, where's my audience? And you're just like, what? Whatever. I just don't. I don't want to do it. I just like I don't want to do it. But then you're like, you have to do it. Who says you have to do it? Who says you have to do it? Go and watch that social dilemma movie. It explains a lot. I have to rewatch it. It's saying how they literally. It's all about selling you something. Obviously, it's just they target. They listen. Like even yesterday, I was saying same words that I'm saying now, screaming into the void, are you not being seen, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, is your content not being seen? It's like they're listening all the time. I mean, I'll say something random. Let's say a random word. Let's say a weird product and I'll see if it pops up on my phone. Like spandex. I really need a new pair of spandex badly. Green spandex. Guarantee by tomorrow or maybe in 10 minutes, we'll see something like an ad for Spanx or something or spandex. Guarantee. But back to here real quick. And Chris, I don't know if you're here for this. You just popped in. I've read it like 3 times now, but we'll do it. We'll do it in real time. And I'm sure Chris and I'm sure Mike and any other musicians maybe watching or listening, you've gotten this too, right? It's like, oh, I'll share your post for you. As soon as I posted a couple clips of my new songs out there, I'll get like probably at least 10 already, probably more. Oh, I really like your music. I like what you're doing. I like what you're doing. I want to share it. I have all these followers. I'll share it for you. And then you say, oh, thank you so much. Awesome. And then boom, it's like a automated, here's my price list. Here's my price list. Here's my price list. But Golosphere, he basically, obviously I'm on email list or he found it or he has a system in place, which I guess that's what we need, right? A system to do all this crap for us because we don't have time to do this because they do know how to sell to you and target, right? Why would he find me? He knows I'm an independent artist. I said it, I think it was episode 2, when I was talking about the same subject, how ads are listening to you. Literally the night before I was saying, I'm this age and I'm a girl. I'm a girl. I don't want to say my age. Let's face it. Am I spring chicken anymore? I know I am. So age is just a number, guys. Don't worry about it. But I was saying, I don't make music for, people on TikTok who are 15. I don't know if they're going to really like my music or understand it. I mean, maybe the melody, some of it's catchy, but you're trying to put your audience. It's probably going to be people like you guys out there or, I talk a lot about spirituality and dark and light. So I'm thinking it's like kind of an audience who is a little bit deeper, who understands a little bit more wisdom and self-help and growth. I mean, you're trying to find your avatar. I've taken classes. I'll buy it sometimes and I've done it. And they're good with their marketing. They know. But literally it was the next day after talking about that, I get a thing exactly for me. And it was just like people on TikTok are running around in a crop top aren't going to understand your music. You're a mature woman and you need to it's like literally boom like into my mailbox. So they know how to do this. It's all about selling it to the right people and all that stuff. So this guy found me. So he's like, if you're open to it, I'd be happy to discuss how this could work for your music. I help independent artists improve how their songs perform on YouTube through proper SEO and channel optimization so their music can reach the right audience. So let's write back to him. And tomorrow I'll give you an update unless it automatically comes back. We can do it live on the air. Let's see what his price list is. Because I've said, you have to invest somewhere. Where do you invest? Is YouTube where you go? I mean, or do you just try to build it yourself with the people here and then we help each other spread it? I don't know. I really don't know. But let's say, sure, I'm interested in hearing more. I'm interested in hearing more. And we'll see what he says back. If he says something back, we'll see what he says. Because I said, I'm very honest and we're doing this all in real time, you know? Because I said, it's like you're trying to come. And I always say, I'm not trying to compete. You're not trying to compete. I mean, but you feel like all it is a big competition. But really, you're trying to obviously make a living and something, make some money from all the money you spent and put into it, and you want your music heard. I mean, I say it all the time. We do it for ourselves. It's therapy. And if anything, that's that should be enough. But when you go a step beyond where you're sacrificing a lot of time, it's like you want to return on it a little bit here. And again, that's why I do the buy me a coffee and if you want to drop a tip and support the show and stuff. But it's like everybody's asking for money as well. So it's difficult. But I don't know. Let's see, back to the chat room. Rule number one, Hollis, rule number one. Yes, Tim has his rules of life. And I do know that. Unless if you want to drop it in the chat room and I wanted to divulge your rules of life, but I know what it is. Chris says, ha ha, yeah. They go up and then they drop off, and you think, what did I do wrong? Am I not posting the right thing? But often it's just people who aren't getting anything for themselves from staying. And you realize you won't buy what they're selling. Yeah. And it was the other day, like I said, I had someone say to me, "Oh my gosh, you're posting so much." And she didn't mean it mean or anything. Like she really didn't. Cause I was like gone for like forever. I was posting nothing. And then all of a sudden I'm like, clip, 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 clip. Like I didn't even realize that I put like scheduled it. And I think I put them all and they kept coming and coming. And so you go from like nothing to like, look at me, look at me, look at me. But then you hear another person say, you must be posting like 50 times an hour or 50 times a day. You have to be seeing like, no, no, no. What happened? That's why I say, let's lead long for the world before this. The reconnection movement, right? When we have real connection and it's about quality over quantity. As I said, now, and Chris, I don't know if you were here earlier, but I said it, part two, I've come up with the recreation movement. And I'm going to write it and I'm going to live it and be it. And we are going to recreate. Like I said, we don't want to be, I mean, maybe we do. Like the dinosaurs, like, oh no, we're not going to change and they're going to get left behind. And you have to adapt. But I say use AI, use these tools to benefit yourself. Do what you can because you have to use them, right? And it's not going anywhere. But make it where, like I said, your album is good enough for people to want to buy it. And have a little bit of like, it's a balancing act where I'm trying to figure it out. Because if you're mysterious, it doesn't work anymore. Right? Like I said, and I didn't say it on this podcast. It was actually on the Comedy of Errors podcast. It's a private podcast for members only, Backstage Pass. You could watch it. And I recorded it last night. And I have 2 episodes up there now. But I said, it was like back in the day, Aaron's in the house. Thank you, Aaron. They said, yes, I was just catching up. I'm all good. I was just catching up. I'll show you the videos I made over the weekend. But thank you for being here. I love you, Aaron. And we have some great people in the chat room. Chris is a great friend from England, the UK, and he's a great musician. I think you would you know the song, Aaron, I always play. You'll know the song. It's called Lions, and we play it in all of our not Love Zombies, all of our Voice of the People stuff. It's like, we are not your robots. We are all lions, lions. That's Chris, and he wrote that song, and he's a great guitar player. So you guys connect. Aaron's good people. But what was I going to say? Oh, I lost it. Totally lost it. Peanut Gallery. What was I saying? The problem is it's a delay. He can't tell me. Like I said, sometimes it's hard you doing your show by yourself, and you're like, because when you're with somebody, you always say, "What was I talking about?" Oh yeah. It's my mind. It goes kind of fast. I've got a lot to say. Oh, was I saying the recreation movement though? But yeah, like if it's not there, you have to create it. Like I said, I really miss, and Chris could understand this because you remember, and I probably sent you stuff. I loved like sending people. I loved it. It was I get excited. I made surprise packages and I handmade stuff. I had handmade T-shirts and would wrap things and send people things. Like I really love that, like the snail mail kind of thing, and just having that connection with people. And it's just like records, and I mean not even records, but I just feel like that's associated with that, like vinyl and stuff like that. And people are, but it's like I feel eventually what's old is new again because there's a whole generation out there who missed all this. They never bought an album. They didn't look at all the artwork. I mean, these are things that we did. They don't have some of those old memories, and some of them they never will. I mean, I'm sure they're never gonna go to Blockbuster. They're never gonna have like video stores and stuff like that. Because that part that's just evolution, right? I always talk like there were horses back in the day, and then the freaking what's it called came the Industrial Revolution. Then now there's automobiles, and it's like we could cry about it. We're gonna get left in the past. Yes, it is. MySpace came, then Napster came, and now Spotify's here. And it's like, what's next? Ubiquitous. There's so much there's just so much of it of music. But it doesn't mean it's good music. It doesn't mean it's not all human generated. So it's like, making that kind of the recreation movement where you hold on to some of those. And like I said, we can't totally be stuck back in the day and like, oh, resistant to change. I just don't think that's going to work because you have to use some of this stuff. And it is. I mean, we are here in this time, but we can still do that. I think it is. It's about people coming together because there's power in numbers. And even if it starts with 3 or 4 or 5 people, like here we are, you guys. You guys actually are here. You care. You understand what I'm going through because I know some of you guys are going through it as well. And maybe there are people. I see a couple eyeballs in there. People like to say silent, but if you aren't going to engage, that's okay. I'm chatting with the people in the chat room. But if you're not engaging, please, if you are watching this and you like it, give it a like, give it a thumbs up. I say that because it helps boost the algorithm. So please, if you can donate, if you're enjoying the podcast, we have a couple bucks, go to buymeacoffee.com. I have extra podcasts in there, not extra, exclusive podcasts. Right here, I'll show you media assets. This is what I've been working on actually this weekend because I shot 2 completely different episodes. And this is for the Comedy of Errors podcast right here. And I can't talk over it. So I'll just show you real quick the first episodes there. Or can I talk over it? Yes, I can. You see right here, episode 2 and episode 1. And this is where I talk a lot about music and everything about the album. And it's a different style than this podcast. But you got to be a backstage member to check it out. So, but yeah, it took me a long time and I did all that. And I made some of these this weekend, just some promos. Yeah, there you go. That's what I did. I did a lot. And I'll show you some of the commercials I made. I made two commercials. But again, like I said, I had to edit sorry, I'm trying to get this off the screen here. Hold on 1 second, guys. I had to edit so much footage myself, like 30 hours into like literally a minute and 30 seconds. And it took a while. I have it on the website. I have one that's like 3 minutes and then one that's 2 minutes. And then I was like, oh, it's still too long for their attention spans. So I did, so now it's just a minute and 30 seconds. I still think that's too long, but I had to put like a promo thing on Rumble and all this stuff. It's never ending. Okay. Chris says, and Aaron says, yes, I love that song. See, Aaron, Chris, you got a fan in the room here. Aaron loves that song because I always play it, and he's a big fan of Voice of the People and all of and Dan and all our other stuff that we do. But even at the rally, we had a rally, and I was gonna tell you about that, but we had a live rally, and it's a long story. But we were blasting that song in there, so. But again, it's just I don't know. It's like again, it sounds like it. Oh, we just want to make money, but it's the furthest thing. Chris knows that we don't do it just for money, but I'm bored. It takes money to do it. It takes money to do it. Like even I just had to plop down $375 today just to keep my music studio going another month. It's just oh, the struggle is real. Oh, okay. I want to buy his albums and put it on my iPod Classic. Well, there you go. And Chris, drop if you can, or if not, I could email it to Aaron. But drop your Bandcamp link down there, please. Or I'll put it. I could post it up here too. Like I said, I don't have a board op, so it's not so quick and seamless. Like I say, board op. Tom, where are you, Tom? Tom, I'm waiting for you. Tom is maybe gonna appear one of these evenings, but I understand, no worries. But Tom, I need you. Okay, but Chris said, I loved your surprise packages. I've still got the cool stuff you said. Aw, you made a t-shirt for my daughter too, which was so cool. Aw, yes, I remember that. Wait a minute. What t-shirt was it that I made? Was it especially because I used to do the spray paint ones. I still have a couple of those left. I did them for Voice of the People too. But I really wanna get some other merchandise made for this time too. Like, I wanna do the screen prints because I have, like, 20 black sweatshirts. They're just black, and I got them when I was in Maine. Erin, shout out to Maine. Family Dollar, baby. I was like, "I gotta get these sweatshirts." They were, like, on sale. They were only, like, $2, but they're nice sweatshirts. So I was like, "Okay, they're only $2. Okay, if I could sell them for $20, and I can make not $10 on a without but after shipping, I can make $10 on a hoodie or something. But I have all the shirts, so I have to get a screen print, and then maybe I can iron them on. But I'm gonna do that for Comedy of Errors because merchandise is a way to make money. People do buy merch sometimes, especially if you make it cool. But again, they do. But then as soon as I think about doing all this stuff, I'm like, okay, how do I get it out there? Will anyone see it? Who will buy my stuff when there's all this other stuff? It's just, I don't know. It's just like you feel like you could have the greatest thing in the world, but again, if nobody knows about it, how do you break through the algorithm? Thanks, Aaron. I hope I spelled your name right. Aaron, our Aaron here has two A's. Oh yes, you did spell it right. That's correct. And it was a spray paint one. My depression won't win. Yes, I remember. Yes. Aw, I just had so much fun making those. And it's a shame because, like, I feel like some people, if I when I reconnect with them in the UK, they might wanna buy another T-shirt or follow what I'm doing. Like I said it in the video of Comedy of Errors. Again, if you're not a member, you could go and join, and you could watch those podcasts. But I'm doing different stuff now. It's not you have fans who like you back in the day. They like that kind of music. They might not like some of this music. They might say, "Oh, that's kinda cool. It's different sound evolution," or like, "Oh, I liked her back. That wasn't really my thing." So, I don't know. There's a lot of people that I haven't actually connected with, and maybe again, I gotta send out the email. I didn't get to that yet, but that's on my to-do list. I made all these videos, now I gotta send it out and say, "Hey, remember me? Hey, I'm still here. I'm here. If anyone remembers, remember me?" Um, but the problem is they live in the UK, and to ship it, it's very expensive, so expensive. And that's a part that's, like, so hard because people in the UK compared to the US, I mean, with the exceptions of Aaron and some people, it's not a blanket statement, but this is just my opinion. When I lived in the UK, you guys were big fans of music. I thought more than here, and people supported, and people actually they were less flaky than American people, in my opinion, my experience. People they don't care. Oh my god, especially California. You're right. You're right. They don't care. Like they don't buy anything, they don't support, and because everyone's competing to do the same thing or whatever. Same thing, with online. But people really cared there. I said, say you're gonna meet for a coffee or a cup of tea. They meet you. They do it. They actually buy the album. They like this stuff, and I had a great time. I was sending stuff, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I remember when I did the pledge thing. It was like I remember seeing it. As you get an email every time someone bought something, and it would come in with the pound sign because I'm from America, so I always used to the dollar sign. I'd be like, "Was like this one just pledged £5." I was like, "Oh!" And every time it went, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm making money." It was the first time I ever made money. And I get into it again more in depth on the Comedy of Errors podcast. So if you guys are interested in it, watch it about what went wrong. I mean, it's not, I don't go too much, but about how things were mismanaged, how we spent all the money we made on the album. We saved none for promotion. That's literally, that was besides some other stuff that went wrong. Oh, bandmates, right? A little more other drama and egos and things like that. And just mistakes along the way. But really, unfortunately, a lot of fans, we did have some fans, and they bought the album in advance, and we raised a lot of money, close to 20 over the course of like we did two of them from $20,000 almost, maybe $25,000 almost on one, and then more. But we used all of that money on the recording and saved none for promotion. And so, yes, the fans who bought it got their album, and thank you to all those who did buy it, but we didn't have any money for promotion to get it to new people. And it was just like it was mismanaged, and it just went all to the crapper. But I'm not here to rehash the past. If you're interested in more behind the scenes juicy gossip, the skeletons in the closet, definitely check out the Comedy of Errors. That's the only place I go into more detail, and I do talk about certain things that I won't talk about to the general public because it's just there's just some stuff that is I just don't want to put out there. But if people really want to know and they're willing to support and pay or whatever, I'll let because that's how we'll see what happens. I have a couple members. But anyway, Here we go. So thanks, Aaron. Thanks, Aaron. Um, Mike P is still here. Good. He says it seems to have run across all entertainment, excuse me, music, movies, etc. It's not just music, movies too, videos. I mean, you make videos, Mike, but I don't know. I don't know about movies. Give me more of an example, like what so many different streaming platforms and things to choose from, and everyone can make movies. I mean, again, that's the thing. And I say it. Is it a dangerous thing? And I say it in my podcast last night. And I'm sorry I keep saying I say it in my podcast because I feel like I've already told you, but I didn't. I don't think everybody is an artist. And I don't think everybody should be making movies. Yeah, sure. Everyone great. Everyone could be an artist. But not everyone is an artist. Did everyone people just want a quick fix and I pisses me off because is that the word, the bastardization of music? Not everyone is an artist. I think an artist is someone who it's your identity. You sacrifice for it. You work for it. Maybe you weren't always, and I think people can become artists, but you're not an artist just because you put on the cool jacket and you Google an AI song and you know the algorithm. You're not an artist. I'm an artist. You know why? 'Cause I dedicated my freaking life to this. And it wasn't, it's my identity. It's not me pretending. Let me go. I forego the 9 to 5 job. I've been a creative for freaking all my life. It's just like I couldn't deny myself. It's not like, let me go to the 9 to 5, put on the thing, and then I'll come home, dress up, and be an artist. No, I live it. It isn't for everyone because, as Chris said before too, it's sacrifice. It's dedication. Some of us are willing to sacrifice. And I got PO'd when the guy said, get a normal job. So I'm like, you know what, buddy? It takes bravery and it takes self-belief to keep going. And I don't think everyone should make movies because they're making crap, and now they make it harder for the people. And I'm not just saying this about me. Please believe me. I'm the best. I'm a real artist. Only my music's good. No, but there's a lot of good stuff out there that will never be seen because it's the crap that they know how to break the algorithm. They know how to push it out. They have the money and they have the whatever. They might have the trust fund to pay for it. And it buries the real people trying to actually put stuff out that makes difference, whether it is a movie, whether it is a book, ChatGPT. Everyone could write a book with ChatGPT. And now the person who spent their whole life making something that probably could be really good or maybe, I don't know, save someone's life, it's never going to be seen because of this horse beep that's going on. You know what I mean? So it's just like, that's why I say, I will not just scream into, please buy my music, please buy my music, please buy my music. I mean, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to, there has to be a different way. There has to be another way. Again, I've said it many times. I'm not trying to be a rock star. I'm not trying to make millions from it. But at this point, I paid my dues, for God's sakes. You get to the point where you're like, really? Now I'm at the point, and I was like, oh, how do I get anybody to listen to it? Just like, what? Like, what? Like, how did this all happen? It seems to have run, yes. Mike says, bit I feel a return in the future. Yes. Some of my favorite memories were sweating in a tiny room in a basement of New York City. Then I got to see you play a song we wrote when you played with the Queers. What was that? Wait, what song? Then I got you to say when you didn't we played with them. Or no, you came to the show, right? Was it with Shannon? What was the song we wrote that I sang? Do you remember? Yeah. See? We got to bring it back. We got to preserve it. We have a duty to teach the younger generation some of the stuff that they've missed out on. I really do think that's true. Like, we're lucky, I feel. And that's why I do my 80s night. It's like nostalgia. I'm just like, remember the days back when we played hide and seek until the street lamps came on? I have a song about it, but it's generated by AI, sorry. Mike says, I really think people are getting tired of the super produced music of today. A Nirvana moment will come. Yeah. I think it could come from someone in this room here. I think it's already written. We just have to let people know about it, right? Oh, cheers, guys. What are you guys drinking tonight? Cheers. I'm just drinking water. I've yet to get my cool cup so then I can tell people, if you want one of these cups, check out my affiliate link. But I don't have the cup yet, so I just have this mug. Cheers. I'm getting a little parched. See, you could tell I've been gone for 2 days. Not really. I've been behind the scenes playing a replay. And I have so much to say that it's already past the top of the hour. So, with that said, let me play. You know what I'll do? I'll play. This is a commercial here that I made. Ah, cheers, Chris. You had some lines written in a notebook, face to face. Yes. I remember torn and broken. We should re-record that mic sometime. And it was like a clip from the movie. I'm torn and I have that. I have it on my computer, I think somewhere. The best that I can do. Was it the best that I could do at the time? I think we had some good songs too. Better Day. For people who don't know what I'm talking about, my very first original band, it was called Hollis, and we wrote an album. Aaron, I should dig that up and give that to Aaron. Aaron, you laugh. We should find the automatic video. If I could pull it up, Mike, I'll see if I could try to find it. Let me play some commercials and see if I could find. Is that still online? I know I have that somewhere. I use it in sometimes in promos when I show, oh, they like the montage of my sizzle reel of everything I've done. I have that me with the walking, and I have my Cubs. Remember that Cubs shirt I used to wear? I love that, and I would wear tutus on stage and my wrestling boots. Yeah. Aw. Okay, so let me see if I'll see if I can find it, but I don't. No, I don't know where I would find it. You might have it somewhere. I know it's there somewhere. It might be on my YouTube, believe it or not. I'm gonna look because you know you have private videos. I'll do a little digging here. I'll play 2 commercials, and this is literally what I spent like all weekend working on. Um, Editing 30 hours of footage. Maybe it was less than 30 hours, but I took like all my shows that I've done so far, which was like 11 or 12, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's some long ones. So probably it was well over 20 hours of footage, and I edited it down to 3. I'll play the longer one for you just because it's a little longer. It's only 3.5 minutes. And then I edited that down to 90 seconds. Then I edited it down to 2 minutes because I kept saying, I want to cut that part. I want to cut that part out. It's funny. Um, but I managed to get it down to a minute and a half. That's the one that I sent to you, Timothy. You saw that. Oh my gosh, it just took freaking forever. And then I did a little promo for our TGI Fridays. Because remember, guys, we changed I was gonna say we changed the clocks back, but we don't change the clock back. We changed the vibe a little bit here on Friday nights with TGI Friday. This is gonna be this March, not this March. This is gonna be, yeah. This one's for the 80s babies where we reminisce. We reminisce and we tell people what they were missing. We don't just tell them that because most of the people who are watching it were born in the 80s and they remember this stuff. So we just kind of, well, I just say quotes of movies and I have a lot of fun. And honestly, I'm so excited because Friday I have a new t-shirt to wear that I ordered and it's in my mailbox. I haven't had a chance to check the mail. 2 shirts, specifically, actually 3 shirts, and 2 already came. And I'm going to debut that on Friday night. It has a theme to it. So make sure you stick around and come back for Friday because you'll get to see the shirt and maybe you could buy a shirt or maybe I'll give you my affiliate link and then you could buy it and I'll make a couple dollars or probably a couple pennies, honestly. But let me dig those out. And I love that having you guys here. It's so great. I'm so glad you came in, Mike P. You had some lines written in a notebook face to face. Yes. Oh my God. Remember, wait, we have to talk off there. You just brought, I just thought of another memory. I'll tell you that later. But yeah, face to face. I remember that song. We got to dig some of these up. Okay, so let's see. Let's go back over here to the media assets. And I'm going to play the 3-minute episode here. I mean, it's a promo thing I made when I try to send a digital pack to see if anybody would like to sponsor the show. Because you can make money if you play people's commercials. So that's a viable thing. But that's why it's important for us to share it out and get people to start watching it because they want to know how many viewers are looking at it. How can I make money off of you? I mean, that's all anyone cares about. But I'm like, well, how can I make money from you? And I won't just promote like crap. It's like I have to believe in it too. But there's and there are people who send you free stuff too. Like you're using their thing. And then I'm like, hey, product placement. I'm just doing this as an example. Like my, whatever it is, your tumbler. Maybe it's a hat. Maybe it's anything really, glasses. Oh, I got these new frames at Pearl Vision. Does anyone remember Pearl Vision? I got these frames at the on Amazon. I like the TikTok shop. Oh, go to TikTok. You go in the TikTok shop. But you know what I'm saying? It could be really anything. This mascara. This Holistics is sponsored by Maybelline. I don't know. Okay, here, let's go back. I keep saying the same thing and then I don't do it. I'm sorry. Um, Here it is, guys. Here it is. Here we go. So I uploaded this earlier. My board operator Hollis is pulling up the clip. And the clip is right here. Here we go. So this is the edit from 3 minutes and 48 seconds from about 30 hours clipped into this. Here we go. I am your host, Hollis Mahady, and this is Holistics. Holistics. We're going to get to know each other tonight. Dating. Been dating. Doing my dating dilemma. Oh my God. This other guy trying to set my yard on fire. Huh? Oh, I don't want any. Forget it. He would ask me sometimes, well, what do you like in a guy? And like I said, I didn't want to just say, well, not you. You don't want to be like a broke bum. That wasn't very attractive. Attractive is attractive. It's like, get a life. I think money definitely can buy you some happiness. This is like the Love Line episode. Don't say that to a girl. Like, there's always an ulterior motive. Are you single? Are you married? Hey. Oh, I could help you with your career. Big fat record producers, they really believe in your vision and they believe in your music and they believe in your project. They don't. They just want to have sex with you. It's like how it is. I'm like, now I see that little troll in the bush. Guys, it's wired into their brain. Women, men, can they ever just be friends? No, man. I hate social media. I hate it. Oh, there's a notification on Facebook. Like, what are your social media followers? I have 400 followers. You have not cracked the code. The algorithm. And you have to hook people in. What should I do in the first 3 seconds? That's really stupid. Has nothing to do with the video. You have to pee in the snow, like on the floor. There's so much stimuli 24/7. Always plugged in. We gotta contain the robots because people are forgetting. Just feel a little overwhelmed. Take a break from all that. Just disconnect a bit. Like, how you doing? You just hope they say good. I'm good. Fine. Don't ask if you don't want to know. I'm good. Great. I'm great. Oh, no. I was crying. I was like, oh, what nationality are you? Hollis Mahady. You know, my real name is Hollis. Irish. Like the name of the show and Holistics. It's a spin on my name. Hollis was that girl from the Love Zombies. Remember her? I'm still here. Hi, I'm here. And I'm back. Better than ever. With more wisdom. Everything natural, alternatives, healing, energy, and dreams and weird things. The fun stuff in life. Real people, real voices. We keep it real here. And this is talk therapy. I have some entertaining stories. They hit you with these things. You could go and you just naked. First I was like, oh. But it was just like, whatever. Good times. This is an adult joke. I'm trying not to curse. I had a helium voice stuck on there.
Can I take this voice off?
I'm only ahead right now. Double jib. Boom! It exploded. You could get hit by a meteorite. You never know. I'm not a very good cook. Food is medicine. I love donuts. Or lattes. White fish flavored ice cream. You should try it. No, when I ate it, I was like, oh. Little crunch. When you go to a salad bar, you have to be careful. Oh, it's 3 a.m. Time for my yoga. Hot yoga. I love cats. People don't even know the functions of their organs. Of TGIF throwback. Got any cheese? We need to have Steve Urkel here to do an interview on Holistics. Let's mama. Welcome to AOL. Does anyone remember Curly Sue? Anybody? Anybody at all? The comments of the day. What is that comment? You gotta laugh at it. We are here to have fun. See a coin in there. I tend to talk a lot. Oh, that's the disclaimer. Everybody's welcome. This may not be everyone's cup of tea, and that's fine. I'm here every night. Keep going. Never give up. We're not alone. I'm here for you. People out here like me to remind you of that. I know what it feels like to be alone, to want to give up. I'm here to tell you don't. You got this. And that's what this podcast is about. Check it out, guys. Check it out. Holistics, weeknights live at 7 p.m. Eastern Time across all your favorite social media platforms and on Voice of the People U.S.A. Radio and Television Network. Yes, so there you go. So that was now even that I think that's way too long for most people to watch. I mean, you guys are here, so I just played it, but even so, I cut that down to 1:30 seconds. Even that I think is too long. I still need like just a 10-second commercial or whatever. Be like, oh. But Mike P says when I was gone, and I had a revelation, not a revelation, but What's that? I got a message, but oh wait, I'm going to play another video. But I had a revelation, and I'm not going to forget to say it. But Mike says we were so excited when we wrote it face to face, and you asked Mike Klein what he thought, and he said it sounds like a song Mike P wrote. What, we were mad about that. Aw, Mike Klein. Aw, yeah. Wait, how? I'm trying to remember because that was a different era, right? All these different eras and incarnations of Hollis, and I'm still here. I'm Hollis. I'm Hollis Mahady, your host, and you're watching Holistics. In case you didn't know, in case you just popped in, we have some great friends here in the chat room, and I'm so happy they're here. He was mad. He was mad. But you know, I said that's the thing, you guys. Like right here with all of you in the chat room, and there may be other people who aren't chatting who are watching. And hello to all you guys. But if you have the ability to chat and you want to pop in and say hi, please do. It's always fun when I get to talk to people who are in the chat room. But all of you guys here, I know all of you from Joe to Jason to Timothy to Mike P to Aaron. You one thing in common. I think we're all, especially, I mean, all of you guys, but just musician wise. Aaron's a musician as well, but Chris and Mike and me. I mean, you're kind of like what punk rock, right? Wasn't the attitude back in the day like screw the establishment? We're gonna do it ourselves. We're gonna do it our own way. Like, are we gonna be like screw social media, or do we have to be slaves to this BS? 'Cause I'm freaking sick of it. Sure, you have to, as I keep saying back and forth, you have to use these tools. You have to kind of you use these tools against these what's it called? Build a system within their system. Use their own weapons against them. You know, you have to use these. But when do enough people say, you know what? No. Recreation movement. No. You have to create something outside of it. I built the platform. All of you guys have your music channels on there. We need to help each other. I'll be honest, at this point, we don't have enough money to be doing what we want to do, which is bringing everybody out and loads of content. You know why? Because it costs a lot of money to upload videos. I've learned along the way. It sucks. Encoding, transcoding, it costs a lot of money. And, you know, and people don't have money to pay and this and that, but we can help each other favors. And you help me with this. We'll put it on. We'll find a way. But when do we say no and say, wait, there's a new alternative here that's not built. It's not run by the billionaires of the world. The people who say, oh no, we're going to suppress you. We're going to take, you said whatever, we're going to strike you off YouTube. TikTok, they suppress you. You can't say that. You have a curse in your thing. You could say whatever the heck you want on our platform. That's why we built it, because of that whole thing about free speech. But when was like our culture now of just like, oh, this is the way it is. You know who told us we need to be slaves to social media? Billionaires. And most of us, I'm speaking for myself, I think probably everyone in the chat room, it was, let me know if I'm mistaken. Are you guys millionaires? Are you billionaires? But they are always telling us, even when I'm saying you have to do this, even I hear it. So you have to use social media. You just have to. That's the way it is. You have to. Like where are movements built from? Recreation movement or whatever. It's not even about, oh, I started the movement. It's all about me. No, it's about enough people coming together and saying, you know what? No, people should pay for music. We should make albums. We should mail it to people. We should, we should hold on to some of those things that are important and that are valuable and that make us human. That's what I talk about a lot. The street teams. We should help each other. We shouldn't all just be and it's not everyone's fault because it's just the way it is. I have to take care of myself. But that's the problem. People will not, got to come together, impact in numbers. Where do movements start from? Everyone's a follower. Not everyone. There's leaders and there's followers. I'm a leader. I know most of you guys out there are leaders. You take those leaders, those strong people who say, you know what, let's build something together. And then more people will come. And then you're actually doing something more meaningful than just screaming to a void and trying to get people who don't give a crap about you, who wouldn't pee on you if you were on fire. They say, I didn't say the P word, the more piss. I didn't say that. You know what I mean? You're trying to get these people, they don't care. So you bring people to something that's real because you can't fake authenticity. There's people who are authentic. There's people who are willing to sacrifice to help others, who like Dan, my partner, be willing to sacrifice to help others, to bring people, because you know what? And myself, I know what it's like to feel lonely, to feel disconnected, to feel hopeless, to feel like you're screaming into a void. You know, what do? The music industry. Screw the music industry. I talk about it in Comedy of Errors. I'll go deeper into it. I don't need to rehash it here. But what am I going to do? I have an album. Will you listen to it? Big record producer in Hollywood. You make my dreams come true? No. I started my own record label. And I started my own TV network. It's mass distribution. It's on Roku TV right now. It's on Fire TV. People don't know about it enough. I don't have millions of dollars to tell people. Share it. Share it out. Let people know. And then maybe there's another person. Maybe there's one other person. All of a sudden, because people are freaking followers. They only catch on because people don't, it like we said earlier, it's just like an illusion. Let me buy all these followers. I don't have the money to do that. But what I have is soul and passion. And I know everybody in this room has that. And you guys just being here means a lot. But there are other people like us. How do you break through? I don't know. But is it about just doing it? Because one thing I know that I can do, I could show up every night. And one by one, we could do something. And we could rebel against this. We could rebel against this crap because I think it makes people depressed, especially kids. Like this whole social media stuff, I think it sucks. And as I said, there's some good stuff about it. So I'll go down into the comments here and see if anyone is with me. He was so mad. No, you guys still there? Okay, let me play the TGI Fridays. We're a little lighthearted because I get very passionate about this stuff. But it's time to take a stand. Let me go to the TGIF. This is another thing that I spent some time editing. Yes. Thank you, Chris. You get it. Chris gets it. Chris is a real one. And there's not many that I found. But there are people. Oh, we'll get into the comment of the day because I know another guy who he left me a very nice comment. And we're going to get into that as well. Because there are people like us, but it's like, when do you say, no, I'm not going to give away my music for free. I'm not going to, I value myself back. Maybe it took a long time to get here. We were talking about self-love, right? Is it valuable? I'm not here just flashing my boobs and saying, look at my AI generated song. I'm here saying there's depth to my songs, and I think it will help some people. There's a lot of good themes in there, and Chris's music and Aaron's music, definitely. And Mike P's music. I'm sure, like, Mike P is a great song. I'm sure you'll have many, many songs. I'm just referring to the one that you sent me not that long ago. Like, real music by real people, by real hearts, soul, passion. Mike says maybe it was foreshadowing that we wrecked all of our instruments at the end of the set. I throw my bass. Weber jumped through his drums. My bass became a weapon of inconvenience. We were lions. Yes. And that's Chris's song. We are all lions. We are not your robots. I'm telling you. And I'm telling you, Chris, that song is an anthem. That should be our anthem. That's the people's anthem. Okay, so I'm going to play this real quick because I got a text I have to address. I have to look at real quick because I'm here in real time. Here, this is the 80s one. Then we'll come back and we'll do more. Let's get pumped up. Remember what it feels like to be alive, to be human, to remember what you're fighting for, to remember why you started music in the first place. It's been hijacked. It's been hijacked by, music. I always say it, music is sacred. It's a gift. And the people who have gone through a lot and who have dedicated their time and life to it, to put out something that moves people, that's meaningful. Those are the people that need to be supported. And we need to help each other, So I will play that. Here, I'll play the support artist commercial, and then I'll play the TGI Friday commercial, and then we'll be right back. When you're truly independent, creating music isn't just art, it's devotion. It's late nights, long days, and pouring your own time, energy, and money into something you believe in, something you feel called to bring into the world. Right now, the world is overflowing with content, music everywhere, so much of it generated in seconds by machines. And somewhere in that noise, real artists are fighting to be heard. The ones who spent years learning their craft. The ones who turned their pain into songs. The ones who kept going when it would have been easier to quit. Most people scroll past without thinking about the soul behind the sound. But if you ever find music that moves you, that heals something in you, that makes you feel less alone, remember, there's a real person behind it. Because good music isn't noise. It's something sacred. If you discover music that speaks to you, support the people who made it, if you can. Those childhood memories that just stick with you. Those were the days.
Take me back to the good times glow, when the world slowed down and the TVs glowed. From Mario jumps to TGIF
Little TGI Friday here.
Got any cheese?
Every Friday we get to go and pick out a video. We don't record over this one. If I remember this. Welcome. Be kind, rewind. TGIF Friday Throwback on Hollis-tics, bringing back the good times every Friday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time across social media and Voice of the People USA Radio and TV network. Guys. Right? And that's an example of an AI song that I like. I love it. I think it's really good. And that popped that out in like 2 minutes, you know? I think it's a really good song. I do like it. So, like I said, there's some use to it, I guess. But I think it's, like I said, it's always the thing where it's always the way it goes, right? It just becomes over. It becomes overconsumption. People can't do balance. It's like, okay. And I joke about it, but unfortunately, it's not a joke. There's going to be one day, and it may not be that distant future, 5-10 years from now, where we're saying to the kids who never got to experience a TGIF or any of these things, like when AI is really taking over even more, like, okay, these are real emotions. Like the robots, they don't cry. we joked about that, digital tears. Maybe they will, but like we might have to be reminding people what it is to be human. Like, okay, this AI can't do this. They don't have empathy. They don't, or maybe, they'll make it pretend, like I said, people are fooled. Oh, my girlfriend is this robot, some robots are better than people, unfortunately. I'm like, this, it's just like, I hate to say that, but some people you deal with, they're like, oh my God, I'd rather deal with the robots. So I'm like, is it all bad? I'm just joking kind of, but like, who would have thought we'd be having these conversations? And to have you guys in here, people who, especially Chris, and Mike P, you are a little older than me a little bit, but like, we've been at this for a long time, and there's just some people who are like, I just feel some people are meant to, there's certain people in your past, even Chris was my Love Zombies era. Mike P was my college era. Jess came back, Jess Wapinski, Jess Sewell. Now she's doing her own podcast with Tom. Tom's another real one. And Tom's doing stuff with his own network, and he's putting his podcast out. Mike's going to be doing his show with the metal, right? Chris is doing his music. Aaron's doing stuff with his church and his music. And we have everything on VOP set up for this. And hopefully we're going to be moving to an even better platform very soon. But again, all these things cost a lot of money because I'm not happy. I don't even need to get into it. I'm not happy totally with it. I don't think it's user friendly enough because again, people need to be very, very easy. So it is great. And go and check it out. VOPUSAradio.com. I will put it up here. I don't know if they have the media asset for that. And I'll play, in case you haven't seen it. I know a lot of you probably have because I play my commercials. It's like a radio show, the format, top of the hour, mid-hour. We're getting to almost 2 hours already because I can talk a lot. I play my Buy Me a Coffee and that commercial and my other little commercials about how I offer creative services and stuff like that. But the music channel here, take a look at the music channel in case you haven't seen it. Here we go. The music channel on Voice of the People USA Radio and Television Network. This channel exists to spark a revolution, to shine a light on the undiscovered talent and hidden gems of a new era in music. Built on a foundation of truth, freedom, and fearless exploration, our network gives a voice to artists without compromise, manipulation, or censorship. This is the home of Voice of Freedom Records, where we protect and nurture the hearts, dreams, and visions of our artists with unwavering integrity. Born out of a deep need for something real, we are the alternative. A platform where true musicians and creators are celebrated without strings, without gimmicks, and without selling out. In a world oversaturated with noise, manufactured fame, and artificial voices, we choose quality over quantity. We stand for the real. Real music, real stories, real souls. Not robots, not algorithms, not empty trends. Here, music is sacred. Here, every true voice matters. And here, freedom sings. In a minute here, but yes, and we even have an application online. Interested in joining the network, you could submit an application online because I say, you know what, we don't take everybody. It's not one, we don't have the bandwidth. We do, and we don't have the money to pay for all these spots and stuff like that because it costs us a lot. But we're not. It's not just like if you can pay, you could be here because that's how everything is, right? You can buy in, you can buy in. No, here, which I think differentiates us very much. Is your mission aligned? Can you literally put your ego down to the side and say, you know what? I believe in the bigger mission as well. Because here, and I try to say this we've had a lot of, I don't know, what should I say, opportunities or business or people interested. And, everybody's just worried, well, how does it benefit me? How does it benefit my brand? How does it benefit me? Like, how will I benefit from this? And of course, because it will. And everyone wants to succeed, but to be part of a bigger ecosystem or whatever, voice of the people. Are you a voice of the people? Are you just worried about the voice of you only? Because good luck. Have fun because it sucks. It's like band together and say, no, we are voice of the real people, mission aligned. We have something to say. We have something to stand for. So, it's about not just yourself and your ego and your channel and your thing. It's about all of ours. And everyone could have their own channel and everyone could succeed and everyone could have, but we help each other. And it's not just like, well, it's just everybody's worried about themselves and it's me, me, me. Instead, it could go to me to we. I've always had the dream, right? That people actually could really say, you know what, you're trying to do the same thing as me. And we're not real. We're fake, right? Oh, I'm thriving. I'm doing great. Look, but buy my course. I'll show you how to do it. Instead of just saying, yeah, I am. Sucks, right? Imagine if we both said, why don't we help each other? You help me, I'll help you. But you don't really hear that much. I try to tell people about the radio network. They don't want to hear it. They're just like, well, yeah, but I'm busy. But check out my thing. Well, I'm like, but I built this to amplify your thing, to amplify my thing, to amplify his thing, to amplify our thing. It's just like, but people don't have the attention spans. Not everybody. Maybe there are people, but I'm here to say it's here. It's built. But Dan and I went broke trying to do it. It's like it costs a lot of money because you are competing against billionaires like the Elon Musk of the world, because he owns X and he censors everybody, not him, but they say it's free speech. It's not free speech. Bullshit. Sorry, I cursed. I think this is my worst episode. I think I said the S word. I'm trying not to curse, but BS. It's not free speech. You can't get seen. The algorithm blocks you. I mean, it's just like what you would do. Am I going to spend all my time trying to figure out how to get people on X to watch me, or how not to get banned to X, or how to break through that algorithm? Or am I going to go build my own thing and say, you know what? I'll put in the work and see if there's other people, because there are other people and they're sick of it too. But that's where I spent a year and a half behind the scenes where I wasn't in front of the camera. And I kept saying, I can't wait to get back in front of the camera. I finally am. But everything you see is I built from my own two hands and paid for by me and Dan and I. And it's for people like us. So, it's there. And I said, I have an artist trade program. We'll help each other. It's just not like, well, Hollis, I want to come on. I had this other a-hole. Again, I'm trying not to curse. Who they wanted to be on the network so much because they get excited when they see 77,000 views on a video, or they see that Dan's audio listeners around the world are literally people tuning in. Maybe 5-6 million people have been listening to his show for a long time. And they hear the numbers and they go, oh my God, how can I get on the network? Oh my God. And then they want to be on the network. And then I say, well, you know what? We need a little help with this. Crickets. One of them was really nasty to me. J-Ro from, what was it? What was that thing called? Oh no, I shouldn't even say his name. I mean, I can't. J-Ro, some stupid thing. But he wrote us a nasty email back when I said it's not ready yet. But, they just want to come on and take. People just want to take. You do it, I take. You build, you pay for it, you do this, and I benefit because I'm so great because I'm an influencer. You should be graced to have my presence. No, you don't impress me. It's like, help each other. Everyone wants a freaking free ride. It's not free. So help each other. And if it's not, people struggle, especially artists, creative, money, like with the money and stuff, it's hard. So what can you offer instead? Some sweat equity. Some sweat equity. Can you help with something else if you can't afford it? Because we are going to continue to find a way to sustain it and to make more people know about it. And that's why the one thing I can do, I can't beat the algorithm. I can't compete with Rumble or freaking X or Facebook or YouTube. I can't spend the rest of my hours trying to break the algorithm. But what I can do is try to go over here and wave and say, when everyone's going that way, when everybody's there, oh, we got to break that. Like, kind of like, okay, what about over here? Like, we had, this fancy shiny thing is over there. Everyone wants that shiny thing, but here we are, the island of misfits. We're the rough and gruff over here. Like, well, you know what? we're creating our own. Screw you. Because it's always been that, right? The elite. And then there's the rest. I could go on and on. Let me go back to the chat room. Chris says, Chris had to take off. It's late here, nearly 2 a.m., and I hate to leave before the end of the show, but I'm going to try and be here for the first few hours every day. Oh, good. I think he's probably gone to bed. It is like 8 hours ahead in the UK, maybe 5, but it's almost 2 a.m. there at 8. So maybe it is just 5 hours ahead. Keep going. The podcast is great. Thank you, Chris, if you're still here, but you're probably gone. Oh, gosh, Shannon, you found Shannon. She's trying to find you on Instagram. Now, here's the thing about Instagram. I said Instagram is the worst place to stream because they will cut you off after the first hour. So the best place, we're on YouTube. I'm on my YouTube channel. If she just goes to Hollis Mahady on my YouTube channel, she could chat. I'm pretty sure I think she could chat there. Rumble's probably the best, but I don't know if everybody has Rumble. And Rumble, I think you might need an account to watch it. But the best place to chat is probably Rumble. But I think Chris was on YouTube. So it's on my YouTube channel under Hollis Mahady. It's also on my YouTube channel under VOP U.S.A. Radio. So probably Hollis Mahady is the easiest one. But yes, we got to get Shannon in here. I talked to her, not a lot. I haven't talked to her in a long time, but I've been messaging her a little bit here and there. And she likes my posts. She's a supporter. She comments once in a while. And I always say, Shannon's another one. I know she's feeling it. It's this world is just so disconnected. I always say, she's a real one. She gets it. She's so cool. I love her. Get her in. Mike, send her the link. I don't know. No, you can't send her a link. But, so it's a crazy world we live in. So cheers, everybody. I'm having my water. But yeah, that's the thing. I know I've already said this, but it's true. It's like yesterday I was feeling kind of disheartened by it all. Sometimes it just gets to you, like, you don't even know why, but you do, but you can't really explain it. You're just like, So I said, and it gave me some, like I said, sometimes out of bad days or bad experiences. I didn't have a bad experience, but bad days. If you could take something out of it, and something like it came from the idea of the recreation movement, because like I said in the first episode, I had the reconnection movement was written over 10 years ago. It's free on my website. I'll put the commercial. Reminds me here, if you're listening, if you want to be connected, sign up for my email list. Go to www.hollismahady.com. Once I take that out, there it is, right there, hollismahady.com. The left, it says reconnection movement, real humans only. But I wrote that without ChatGPT over 10 years ago. And I said, even then, it was weird because something just channeled through me. I remember what I tell the whole story, so I don't need to get into it. But I wrote that without ChatGPT 10 years ago. And I said, I was worried about AI even back then. And here we are 10 years later. And it's like now we're in even further ahead in the grand design of what it's designed to do. And so I said, well, why not we have a part 2? The recreation movement. If we create something outside of it, if we create something else. And people might say, oh, well, it's not possible because somebody is saying, I don't know who it is, somebody's saying, you have to be on social media. You have to be on social media. You have to be on social media. You have to be. I'm like, oh, it's the only way. I think, it's okay. But who is saying that? Who is saying that? I mean, everybody's doing it, right? I joined the party. But it's difficult. I said, yes. And if you're a Kiefer Sutherland who's already like has made his money, you have that option. But the rest of us are kind of like, oh gosh, unless of course you're also one of those lucky people. Maybe I don't know if lucky is the right word, but there are obviously other jobs there. But when I say there's other jobs where people aren't a creator on here, but I'm saying any business. Like when I say other jobs, like people who are a doctor, they don't need to worry about social media really. They just go on Facebook with their friends, family, and all that, or other real jobs, like traditional jobs, whatever it is, teacher, nurse, dentist. I mean, they're not unless you have your own dentist practice, now you're promoting on social media. I mean, I would say doctors don't need to be on social, lawyers. Again, if they're promoting their law firm, you have to use social media. So I think everybody is in that boat. where it's like, okay, you have to use it. So, but I think creative people, when I say more of the art stuff, if you're writing a book, your paintings, just creative stuff. Movies, I don't know, but music, obviously. What else is? I mean, the bigger ones that are just like really creative. Like now you have to try to sell something, and where are you going to sell it? Where's all the? It's all online. So you have to be online. It's the most connected ways. It's not like you go out and meet people. You could, but what do you give them? Oh, my social media. Here, let's bump phones. Here's my virtual card. So you can't escape it. So this whole thing is like for me, it's talk therapy, and it's nice that there are other people out there I know understand and realize it. So like, what do you do? Like I always say, you resist it. You can't resist it, but do you learn? Is there a way? How do you navigate away, or how do you carve your own path? I started my buy me a coffee, and that gets me into it. I will go over here and do a little promotion here, just in case you stumbled upon this and you've been watching outside of the chat room here. I am Hollis Mahady. I am your host. This is Holistics. You are watching Holistics, and I am your host, Hollis Mahady. I'm here every night, every weeknight at 7:00 p.m. Sometimes I go on, and I get off at 10. Sometimes it's just 2 hours, and there's a crazy time like Friday night when the party was just going. There's lots of chat, and I was quoting movies, and we had so much fun. I was on for 5 hours, and it went so fast. So I'm here at 7 p.m. I don't say a time I get off. I'm just here at 7, and we just kind of see where it goes. Some nights you're just like, or ending a little earlier, or maybe the chat room's not as busy, and you're like, oh, I just talking to myself here, but I'm not talking to myself. There's always people watching, and I know there's a lot of people listening because we are on live on VOPUSAradio.com. And we are broadcasting live there on the Health and Wellness and Faith channel that you can go and check out. And if you want to check out the rest of the content on there, we have other shows on there that you can check out. It's free to watch. You just got to go to the website, VOPUSAradio.com. I think it's scrolling across the bottom. If not, I will show you where you can find that. And it's free to watch. You can put your email in there. And if you like me and you want to be reminded when there's more, if you want to know when my music's coming out, you're going to go to hollismahady.com, and you could sign up for the website. And you could also get a copy of that Reconnection Movement there for free. And I'll play that little commercial. Download your free copy of the Reconnection Movement today. Just head over to my website, www.hollismahady.com. Go to the podcast sections, scroll to the bottom of the page, and enter your email to get your free copy instantly. Now more than ever, it's important that we reconnect and support real human creators and real people. And I'll play a little Voice of the People, a little bit about that and what it is. It's been a long time in the making, and we poured everything into building this platform. But the past no longer matters. What matters is what we do from here. This was built by everyday people, sick of being suppressed, censored, and banned. It wasn't built by far-removed millionaires or trust fund kids. It was built by people willing to take a stand and create a space that actually matters. We're calling on those guided not by ego or personal gain, but by purpose and drive. People who don't ask, how can you help me? But ask, how can we help each other? Too many times, the world rewards those who take without giving back. We want something different. Our mission is to lift voices that have been silenced, to share the stories that rarely get heard, and to create a space where freedom, truth, and authenticity thrive. This isn't just a network, it's a community, a movement built by the people, for the people. The next chapter is about collaboration, courage, and amplifying what truly matters. That's where the future begins, and we want you in it. You could check that out at VOPUSAradio.com, and out over to the chat room. Mike P says, or JMFH, you're going to have to tell me what that stands for. Metal Mayhem Fest. He said, I can't believe I've been watching for like 2 hours. I can't believe I've been talking for like 2 hours. Looks great. Sounds great. Thank you. It was a lot of work to get it here. Thank you, camera, for not being blurry, hopefully tonight. You will only blurry that one time. So he's been good. He's been good. He's tracking me. The AI tracker looks great, but I'm out. Okay, so Mike P had to go. If you're still here, I'll say good night to you. Thank you for coming in. You are my spirit animal, Hollis. Yes, Mike, we are definitely all these years later, we're still connected. So I'm so happy that you came in tonight. Maybe you're gone already, but have a great night and you know where to find me. I'm here and we got to get you on as a guest. You could pop in anytime if you want to come in, talk about do an interview or whatever. Which how we could reminisce. I'm sure the whole audience would love to meet you, Mike P. So that's Mike P there. But so maybe we'll get into the comment of the day and then we'll see where we're at. Maybe I'll start to wrap it up here on Holistics because I will be back again tomorrow night for a brand new episode at 7 p.m. And then, of course, Friday, we have our TGIF Fridays, and that's always a good time. So let's get into the comment of the day. Media assets. Here we go. Comment of the day, Hollis. Bring up the comment of the day. So I had a nice comment. As I said, sometimes I'm happy I'm not getting as many mean comments. I'm sure, you're not getting a lot of comments at all, or you're getting mean ones, or you're getting some nice ones. But this is actually a personal message, but it could be a comment. And it was just so nice that I thought I would share it. Again, I don't put their last names or anything, but well, it doesn't matter. Sometimes I do. I don't think they care. But I thought this was very nice. And I appreciated this comment so much. I wanted to feature it as the comment of the day. And this is from Matthew. And he says, I can't believe the amount of growth you've gone through since I met you way back in LA. Yes, it was a long time ago now. Over 10 years ago, you were my waitress. And I just knew you were going to go far. Very happy for your progress and proud of your persistence. Keep rocking it, Matthew. Well, thank you so much. I think that deserves a round of applause. Not for me, but for someone, not even just commenting, but writing a personal message, taking that extra time to go the extra step and just to say, that meant a lot to me. I appreciate that. And to see someone sees that and understands that. It's been a long journey. So you understand. So big shout out to Matthew. Thank you, Matthew. And I know you're probably not watching this right now, but maybe you'll watch a replay. But I put the invitation out there if you'd like to become a guest on the show. I'd love to have a guest. I said I'm going to have guests soon. I thought maybe it would be this week, but things got a little crazy. And I do say that. I always do what I'm going to say, but I don't like to put an exact timeline on it because it usually takes 1 to 4 weeks longer than I thought it was. Like I thought I would be working on my single, and I haven't even gotten to filming my 310 pieces of micro content for it yet. But when I get back from Easter and my trip to Scranton to see my mom for the holidays and Smuriglio and the kitties and the puppy, we will head into the music studio and start utilizing the studio that I'm paying for a lot more so I can do a lot more, actually some live content of all the music. Because I talk about music a lot, but it'd be good to actually play some music for you and show you what I'm capable of doing. So I will definitely be doing that when I get back. And I'm hoping that we're going to also be doing, not hoping, we're going to be doing a cleanse. And we are going to be shifting from spending so much time behind the computer to be out in the world and doing more interesting things. So we have even more interesting things to talk about. So with that said, I will remove that comment for the day. Thank you again, Matthew. I appreciate that. And let me put my background back on there. There she is. But yes, so I guess, it's been a long show. Time freaking goes fast. I'm glad to be back. I was only gone for 2 days, but I had to put those replays on there. But it's a lot. So there's a lot of content there. If you are missing me or anything, you can go and watch. You could binge watch your favorite episodes. They are all on my website, hollismahady.com. So I think with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to start wrapping up the night here, doing my little spiel at the end. In case you stumbled upon this and you've never seen me before and you're just watching, you're like, well, who's that? Maybe I'll come back. Please do. My name's Hollis Mahady. This is Hollis-tics. And you could go over to my website, like I said, hollismahady.com. And if you sign up for that email list, I'm going to start sending out emails and you'll be notified when I go live. Or you could hit your notification in your bell and I think it'll ring or send you a text or I don't know. It'll send you a notification when it's live. But if you just remember that 7 p.m. weeknights is when I am here Make sure to come back Friday if you're into the 80s and you're a big dork like me and remember TGIF, or even if you don't, if you think someone should know about TGIF who has no idea what it actually was, we have a lot of fun. We talk about old movies and it's a good time. It's a really good time. So I'm going to do a little closing here. If you enjoyed the music I play, I do this. I'll play this real quick. Are you liking the music in this show? The music you hear in my videos and during the show is licensed through Epidemic Sound, an amazing platform for creators. If you make videos, podcasts, or content of your own, head over to hollismahady.com, go to the podcast page, and sign up for a free trial using my link. And if you're just a listener looking for new music, you'll also find my playlist of favorite songs I use in this show. Signing up through my link supports the show and the musicians too. And real quick, if you are interested in joining what I talked about a lot in this episode, Voice of the People USA Radio, get in contact with me. Go to the website, send an email. You can send an email to me. My contact information is on my website and also on bopusaradio.com. You could submit an application and our team will review it and we'll get in contact if you're interested in helping the cause, joining the cause, working together. Like what I said earlier, we're here to work together. We'll figure stuff out. If you're sick of the problem, then be part of the solution. 15 show slots are now open on Voice of the People USA Radio and Television Network. With millions of monthly listeners worldwide, BOP USA is accessible on Roku TV, Fire TV, Android TV, the mobile apps, and the web. An alternative to oversaturated, algorithm-driven social media. Our network is the first streaming network backed by creators, not big tech, not special interests. This is true independence. To learn more, visit VOPUSARadio.com. Join the network. And so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Hollis-tics. This is Hollis-tics. You're watching Hollis-tics. And I am your host, Hollis Mahady, and I will be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time for some more chatting, some more fun. Maybe we'll talk about Artemis 2 a little bit more. They made it there, and they're up in space. They're in a different universe right now, a different dimension. Maybe they're not, but I guess they're still in this dimension. Are they in a different dimension? No, I don't know. But we'll talk a little bit maybe more about that tomorrow, and we'll pick up the conversation where we left off. It was awesome tonight. It was great having everybody in the chat room. Thank you guys all for chatting. We had Chris in there, Jason and Joe, of course, and Mike P popped in. We had VOP USA Radio. We had Aaron. We love Aaron. We love all you guys. You guys are the best. And if I missed anyone, I'm sorry. Timothy, of course. MAGA Institute was in there. And I thank you guys for your support. Again, if you're interested, if you enjoyed, anyone else outside of the people I mentioned who have already bought me coffees, you don't have to buy any more. But anytime you do, I appreciate it, of course. Thank you so much. Anyone else who enjoyed the content, enjoyed the show, remember, support the people who are doing something that you appreciate, because it's not easy always to do it, and it's certainly not cheap. So I appreciate any tips or support that you want to drop into there. Anytime you drop a tip in there, you're going to be entered to win a handmade lyric sheet that's signed by me. And we are starting a movement here. It's started, it's begun, and have faith in ourselves that we are not slaves to the AI and we're not slaves to social media. Do what you love, and don't let it make you feel bad about yourself and the fake validation, the fake followers, all that BS. We are here, real people, real connection, real humans, for those other people out there searching for that connection that I think is missing in this world. So I will start to close out the show with one of my favorite closing songs. Well, it's my only closing song, but it's a great song. That's why I play it. And frankly, I don't have it in me to make another video with a different closing song. So we always play the same one. And here we go. So have a great night, guys, and I will see you tomorrow. I'm signing off. This is Hollis Mahady. Well, I am Hollis Mahady, and you've been watching Hollis-tics. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Remember, you're never alone. Don't give up. And I love you all. Thank you. Good night. Thank you for watching Hollis-tics. hosted by me, Hollis-tics. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to share it with someone who might need it too. And if you'd like to support the podcast, you can visit buymeacoffee.com/Hollis-tics. You can make a one-time donation or become a member for just a few dollars a month to get extra podcasts and exclusive behind-the-scenes content you won't find anywhere else. Or simply scan the code on the screen. Your support truly means the world to me and helps me continue creating independent content for you. If you like the music featured in this show, I license it through Epidemic Sound. You can head over to hollismahady.com, click on the podcast page, and use my link for a free trial. And don't forget to check out VOPUSARadio.com, where I host my music channel and am building a growing community of independent musicians. If you're interested in joining the network, just click Join Network and submit an application. Until next time, remember that you are loved and never alone. From human to human, big hugs. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time. Enjoy the outro video. I love this song.
Lights shining from the window late at night. I'm just watching someone else's life go by, wishing it was mine. Dreams, everybody has them at the start. Somewhere along the way they fall apart, and it makes it kinda hard to look up at the lights. When the lights go out, everything is clearer. When the lights go out, I can finally see what it's all about. Standing in the mirror when the lights go out, it's you looking back at me. Try your best to hold on to the rope. We all have a reason to let go, and it's easier to do, but it's better if we don't. When the lights go out, everything is clearer. When the lights go out, I can finally see what it's all about. Standing in the mirror when the lights go out, it's you looking back at me. When you wish upon a star just to find out it's a plane. And when you think you've come so far, but you're standing still again, and you finally understand. When the lights go out, everything is clear. When the lights go out, I could finally see. When the lights go out, everything is clearer. When the lights go out, I could finally see what it's all about. Standing in the mirror when the lights go out, it's you looking back at me. Hope, try your best to hold on to the rope. We all have a reason to let go, and it's easier to do, but it's better if we don't.